Hello everyone, good evening Jay Higg. Hello, hello. So yes, another chill stream here. A bit of a watch along tonight. So 3 hours of Imola with RCI, Racing Club International. Superb community, and yeah, looking forward to this. We've got two teams in this split, the high silver split. We are on board with at the moment Kieran Sharp, so Sharpie himself. He is with Joe LaCour in the Audi, as you can see, and then we've also got Matt Acton and Rob Lovelace in the number 14 Lamborghini. So a couple of teams. We also have a team in the low silver split. So that will be Mr. Fish, Andrew Pike, and JP Atkinson, Mr. Jonathan Atkinson. Yeah, so in the low silver split. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare. I think they'll do pretty well. I think they'll do pretty well in that split for sure. I mean, it's weird with Pike or Fish. It depends which one I want to call him. what time of the day it is. Yeah, he's got decent pace. He's more consistent than quick, so it's hard for him to judge quite where his pace lies. That's good time to start with at the top there. So much time Sharpie's on for. A little bit of a traffic jam at the start, so they'll all be just sort of working their way into a little bit of space, I think. So 141.3 at the top already. That's a cracking start. What's Sharpie going to set then? Yeah, it was just an invalid lap or an out lap. Where are our other team? Let's have a look. We've got quite a few drivers you'll notice as well that have done events with us and driving a few different places. So Rob Lovelace is about to come over the line. Is he setting a valid lap time then? No, he did not. So it's quite easy to invalidate around here, let's be honest. But yes, 3 hours, so fairly nice long stream this evening. Slightly weird colour combo that. Fair bit of OTL orange. Bit mixed in with brown, so interesting choice, but it's like Sharpie's designed that. But don't think he did. But yeah, a few drivers you'll be familiar with as well this evening. You might have seen in OTL leagues. Got Vitor Sousa, the MSL guys, up in fourth at the moment. We've got Jake Coombs as well. You can see him just above Rob Lovelace on the timing tower. So let me know if the stream's nice and smooth for you. Hopefully everything's good, but it's always a bit weird when I have it playing back on my own screen. Sometimes it struggles, but for other people it's nice and smooth. Evening Gold Ringers, hello sir. Good to see you again. How are you doing? I hope you've had a good day. So yeah, this is the second. Well, let's just think about that. It's technically the third tier, isn't it? So there's a Pro Invitational tier, which is where you will see, for example, Jardier, who is streaming. I'm pretty sure he's streaming at the moment. All Lovelace up into 11th. Nicely done. Just ahead of our other car, Kieran Sharp, in 12th. So not a bad start there. But yeah, Jardier streaming. He'll be in the Pro Invitational tier. Then there's a Pro tier, which is your sort of Killian Mymines, who you see in our league as well, and guys of his pace and a bit quicker. And then you've got the high silver tier, which is this one, and then we've got a low silver tier. And I think there might be an amateur tier as well. Oh, nice. What do you do, Gold Ringers, if you don't mind me asking? Unless you're a spine, in which case you can't tell me. Otherwise, obviously, you'd have to kill me. So, Mick Red 95, evening. Good to see you again as well. So, how are you guys doing? Got a fairly long stream tonight. Not commentating as per usual. Bit of as the title says, bit of a watch along this more than anything else. Just sort of seeing how our OTL teams do. It's got Kieran Sharp then, 4 tenths up at the moment, so it's going to leap him up to 6th, maybe 7th, in and around there. So hopefully it's a valid lap. We'll find out pretty shortly. There we go then. Up into 6th. Very good lap then. Up to just ahead of Vitor Sousa. Good start. Very nice start. Evening occasion. Hello, sir. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you as always. So yes, it's 6 p.m. UK time now. We'll finish just after. Well, it'll be about 9:10 after the little break in between. Never quite know how to say your name. Do I say Brothassimo or Brother Simo? Or Brother Sim? Because, yeah. I don't know what your actual name is, so never quite know how to sort it out with your username. Bonjour to you too. Work in the post office. Not your favourite. Fair enough. Okay, yeah, that doesn't... Yeah. I've had to pop in and post a fair few things recently. And, yeah. You picked the wrong time. Oh, that's not fun. If I get it right, though... Just as the post office empties, it's brilliant. In, post, gone, done, lovely. Basically, go at the end of the day is what I've worked out. But yeah, you have my dearest sympathies for that, brother Sim. Oh, lovely, good. It's always good to know that. Always good to ask. Wicked. I'll get that right from now on. Well, I'll try and get it right from now on. No promises. 1:41.0 at the top. That is a cracking time by George Brabner. They're just coming back out onto circuit as well. Oh, that's Kieran just backing off. Back on board with Loveless then. So I think he's on an out lap. It's gone board with a couple of the other cars. He's gone on board with Jake Coombs, so he does our OTL leagues. With him a little bit. I don't mind watching other cars as well. I think last time I did this we had a few drivers with other teams in this sorry, just people from other communities with teams in this. No, he's coming into the bits, just wanted to know how their teams were doing. So more than happy to watch. Yeah. Oh, no spoilers, don't, because some people are nothing, no spoilies. It's unfortunately timed this, isn't it, really? It starts just as Q2 was finishing, just as Q3 was getting underway. So yeah, nice and quiet, please. Yes, like Gus Ringer says, like no spoilers. I'll try and be on it so that I can time out people who say anything, but I'll do my best. A little bit of traffic. I mean, there should be space. I mean, there's only, what is there, 32 people around Imola? You think they'd be able to make room for each other, but somehow that never happened. Yeah, Matteo, be honest, I hate that. Absolutely hate that. If he was doing that in our race, that would get a fairly big slap on the wrist. That might even get a time penalty after the race, because he's just quit. He's completely cut that corner just to get ahead of those two cars, which is garbage if you ask me. But I mean, I don't think you should be able to cut the track to just get ahead of the two cars there. Do what the other car did and pull across. And so when people do that, I've seen people do that in quali when they're like, oh, I'm not going to get round to the finish line to start another lap, so they cut some of the previous laps. Like, oh, don't do that. But hey ho, they've done it now. And on their own sword they shall fall. They may not. I don't think they'll get in trouble with that. But yeah, 3-hour race, but it's still going to mean, I mean, if you've got great pace, that's brilliant, but can they do that consistently? Very, very different things. So I think it's only 2-man teams. Well, yeah, and he's not looking there either, Leg. Be good. Oh, I will time you out. Oh, but they're everywhere. Do you mean, oh, you don't talk about spoilers. You mean in here? But they're everywhere. Still, oh, yeah, don't cut the corner. Is that what you were talking about? Sorry, yeah. I'm catching up slowly. Give me a chance. I would say it's been a long day, but I woke up really late, so it's been shorter than it should have been. What are you on about there? All cars have them. Completely missed the point of what you're on about. So Sharpie's still in the top 10. Where is Rob now? Down into 19th. Will not be going quicker like that. So I'm trying to get a Lambo round around here. Quite Merc heavy, this lobby. If you go up to the top, you can see, look on the left and see how many AMG logos there are. How many Mercedes logos. Yeah, I know. I mean, Sharpie, you put him in something else, he'd probably be really fast. But he didn't mind. He got his heartstrings pulled on by Joe. He persuaded him somehow to hop in the Audi. I mean, I think they drove the Audi at yeah, they did drive the Audi at Spa, didn't they? Because Sharpie was code brown every time he went up over Radion. He was not confident in that car, not like keeping it pointing in the right direction. He was hating that. Go back on board then. That was the car off. Sharpie not up on his time at the moment. Car up in 7th, 4/10 up on his time. That would put him pretty close to pole. That would be in top 3 at the moment. So a few cars improving, but no one really nailing a lap at the moment. But yeah, quality's nice. That cut, you know, track position's going to be pretty useful in a race this long. But I mean, it's long enough. 3 hours isn't the longest race, but it's long enough that if you've got pace but you're inconsistent and you're making mistakes, yeah, that will cost you heavily. Oh dear, that's not good at all. It's pretty poor from those cars behind. That's the wrong thing. That's what I was trying to click on. 47 and 70. Just out of curiosity to see who they were. So Simon Salomon in 27th. And another car I cannot find. Let's get that off the screen. There we go. Like a pro. So Sharpie's done then. Pulls over and we'll get back into pit. So they're in 12th. Where's Loveless? Start on circuit. That's a push and don't think it's going to improve though. Pretty sure that's them. That's where they'll start. They're 21st. Him and Acton will push do as well as they can. Oh yeah, I know. Child, isn't he? Big child. So there we go then. I think everybody just about done then. Don't think Loveless crossed the line before 0, but I might be wrong. Still pushing pretty hard, so yeah, I think he might be okay. I think he might still be on a lap. Can you see Sharpie's mirror? No, we can't. Oh, that's a shame. Sousa's still out then. The MSL guys. So who's in their team? Let's have a quick look. Who's with him? It is... Oh, Dan Lofts. Nice. So we're interested to see how they do. So I think Vital's the quicker of the two. Starting just behind us as well. Well, on the row behind us. So they're done. So they'll start 13th, one place behind Sharpie and Joe. So yeah, lots of familiar names there. Anyone else left out on circuit? Menno Crozen. No, he's done. Richard Schaefer in 8th. Oh, do you know what? He might be about to go pole here. If you can nail this last corner, I think he's absolutely blitzed their final lap. Good lord, that's a cracking lap if he's nailed this. So they're half a second back. Currently in 8th on a 141.6. Yep. Oh, look at that. 141.124. Just 300ths of a second behind. So they start second then. Michael Wozniak. Nope, that's a no from them. So we are starting in 13th. So yeah, that car moving up. Push us back a place. And 22nd, I believe. So you saw the last race. I don't know if any of you tuned in for the Spa race. That's that in the gravel. Very nice. Let's look at him from a variety of angles. Do love this. That's a lovely place to look at the helicam. So we are looking out for car number 218 and car number 14. 218 and number 14. So I'll hopefully get into the. They'll get into the next lobby soon. So look at that. So Brabner with the fastest first sector. Bolvinkel, we've seen him in our GT4 League a while back. In 5th, quickest middle sector. And Coombs and Pimlow there. Coombs with the fastest third sector in the Ferrari. Very nice. But our team's going with the Lambo and the Audi. Trying to break away from the obvious AMG or Well, it's mostly AMG, isn't it? Let's be honest. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 10 in the top 17. Yeah, and look, there's no AMG after 21st. So yeah, it's a bit of a murky fest. This bit merc fest because they're boring. Yeah, and it's quick round here. I think they're using this one as a bit of a barometer. You will 100% see a fairly solid bop for the 9-hour race, which we are doing. When is that then? Is that next week or the week after? I can't even remember. When's the week after that? Not the week after that, that'd be Christmas. It might be next week then, isn't it? So that's 9 hours. So hopefully I'll be spectating that as well. I'm watching like we are tonight. 9 hours though. I'll definitely be disappearing here and there in that stream. And hopefully we are going to be in the top tier for that, the invitational tier. So we will be nowhere near the front because there's some unbelievably fast teams in that. But so we'll be very much the riff-raff of that top tier, I think. So hopefully they'll pop round to the race kind of soon. But let's see. I don't think there's anything happening. Double check if there's any problems. Do what you about. Yeah, look, all you can do, Leg, is to not worry about doing their pace. That's what did you at Bathurst, wasn't it? You were worried about trying to not ruin what they'd done. You just like do your own pace and try and be consistent. That's all you got to manage. Do that, everyone will be more than happy. They know what your pace is. It's gonna be a fun event. It's the sign-ups and the roster in that tier is pretty stacked. So. So then, full formation of that then, as you can see. What's the blinking yellow to the left of the car logos? Ping. That's weird, I've been asked that. I got asked that the other night as well. Yeah, so that's ping. So you can see someone like Meyer in 21st, his ping, and Schuller's ping in 23rd, popping about all over the shop. So that hopefully won't be a problem, but that's ping. Do you know what the number 2 in the orange box is to the right of their car number? If you do, I won't bother explaining. If you don't, I'll explain. So yeah, 4 minutes then. Nice old break. Got enough time to go and make a fairly well-sized meal for that time. A cup of tea. Read some couple of chapters of the book. No, okay. So that is the amount of pit stops they need to do. So once that's green, you are good to go to the end without pitting if you physically can do. So there is no mandatory pit in this race. But the race is long enough that... Oh, sorry, let's get that right. There is mandatory pits. That was the wrong way around. So, apologies. So there is you can have maximum driver stints that stop a driver doing over a certain amount of time. We have that in our endurance races. In this race, you just need to do 2 pit stops, I believe. So I don't believe that there's a maximum stint time. I have to double check actually. I'll just double check with one of the drivers. So yeah, they all have to pit twice either way. So in the 3 hours, they'll have to hop in twice. I don't think there's a car here that will go like a good hour and a half. Anyways, 70 minutes. It might be. The things might have changed since the last race. Do you have to swap drivers on each pit then? You don't have to. But they do, yeah, you do. Well, they will have to at least on one of the 2 pit stops, yeah. So you have to. So you don't have to swap on each pit, but you. So what you'll find is that a lot of the time, if someone's comfortable, they'll double stint. So the driver that starts will do the first hour, and if they're feeling good, they might do the second hour and then swap in their second pit for the end, and then the other driver does the last hour. It all depends. Some are better at the start. Some drivers don't. Some even quick drivers sometimes don't like the start. Sharpie, for example, doesn't regard himself as good at the start, which is a bit weird. He's clearly quite quick, and this is him in a car he doesn't like very much. Where is he? There he is, right orange thing in the middle. So yeah, some drivers don't like themselves really starting the race, but they feel more comfortable once it's got going. Some don't mind. Some are neither here nor there. You can see the MSL racing Ferrari to the side of us. Very common car to see on a Thursday night when you guys joined us for the first time. From Sir Foch. I'm saying that name right, I think. Been watching his bit of ACC streams on his last couple of days. He's a sweary fella, isn't he? It's good. I've enjoyed it though. Lots of swearing. Not swearier than me, but that's fair enough. There's a place for all that kind of stuff in the world. No, I enjoyed it. It's been good to watch him. It's pretty good as well. Be cool to see him in some of these races. I know he was doing the sim grid earlier, I believe, doing some daily races there. So, how long left? Just under a minute then, and then we get the full formation out. So there's a few whose pings are going up and down like there's no tomorrow. Go towards the back, seeing if there's any cars further down on the order. So no, it is Salomon in 26th. So that, I believe, was one of the cars. That was either the car doing the stupid dive bomb into the chicane in qualifying, or the car being dive bombed. Come on then, get underway. Chopping at the bit now. I just want to get started.
30 seconds.
Yep, no, I can read, thank you. Hasn't told me at all. No, that's good. So that's when you can see all the drivers. That's when you see all these cars just popping back onto the floor. That's when you can hit drive.
20 seconds.
And it tells them, because if you don't hit drive, it will chuck you in the pits. So yeah, there is no mandatory. There are no maximum stint times according to Joe LaCour, who is Kieran Sharp's teammate. So yeah, according to him, just 2 mandatory pits. So they could go an hour and 20, an hour and 10, depends on what the fuel tank is feeling like and when they want to come in. And then you'll probably, I'm assuming, have a shorter last stint. So in our OTL races, we generally do it so it's just over an hour. So 6 hours you'll get. They can go over an hour, so they can go to about an hour and 5. So the last pit stop will always be 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, because you're doing an hour and a bit. So the last stint is just a bit under an hour. Oh, there's a car that's not started. That's a... No, they got going in the end. So look, there's ghosting on the formation lap, so they've got a chance to get back round. I think everyone's got going. Yeah, it looks like so. Lovely. Cheers. Hang on, let's go have a look. Just double checking. Brother Simo. Damn, I can't remember what he said. Is it Simo or Simo? It's Simo. Yeah, don't post it in the stream chat anyway, but enjoy it nonetheless. I'm sure. Again, no one's saying anything, but especially you, Leg. But I'm sure it was close. I mean, around that circuit at quality pace, it has to have been close. But yeah, I will watch that later on because I haven't seen it either, so I don't want anyone spoiling my fun either. Just asking for trouble. Enjoy, Gold Gleamers. Catch you after the quali. So I'm here for 3 hours, so it's got to be a long old Simo. Is that, or are you saying Simo? Oh, damn it, I can't get it right. Lowick, evening. Are we going with option... Right, so go on. Right, option 1, Simo, or option 2, Simo? Tell me which. Option 1 or option 2? Option 1, Simo. Option 2, Simo. And then I've got no excuse for after this. You still got one of the more pronounceable names on Twitch, let's be honest. Some are an absolute nightmare. Right then, let's go on board with Kieran Sharp. Oh dear, that would annoy the bejesus. I think some of them are doing that on purpose. That would annoy the bejesus out of me. That was Simo. Good, got ya. I was like, hang on a minute, damn it, I forgot what I put as option 2. No, Simo, good. Yeah, that's something I will be getting done fairly soon, Lowick. Need to get some ideas for remotes actually, but I've got a couple. But no, had to. Got some weird camera shot. Lovely shot of the trees. Let's go back on board actually. Let's see where they are. So not long then. They should be forming up 2 by 2. Should be 16 rows then as they come blasting down the hill. In a blind panic, they realise they're miles back. Good lord, some of those cars are horrendously far back. Look at that. Absolutely barreling it down the hill. God, they're not even going to be 2 by 2 until... Oh dear, yeah, they're all going to be pretty much formed up. So you do get a few gaps further back. So where's Loveless? There we are on the left. Got Sharp a little bit further back. So we've got to try and keep our eye on both of those at the start. It's always a bit difficult. We'll just have to see what happens the first lap or so and then unpack the cluster that happens. Hopefully not. Yeah, Sharp in an Audi. Forced, probably. What's that? That's really hard to say. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. It's a great idea, occasion, but I can't say it. Sound like a mouthful of sweets. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. Go on then. Right, come on then. Where's the line then? Ready. Where are the front runners? Nearly going. There we go. So, races away then. 3 hours. Nervous already. So let's go to Helicam. See if we can see what happens at the start. It's got on board with Sharpie. You can see just behind him is Loveless. He's 3 wide as well. That makes me a little bit twitchy. Oh, there's a car spinning. Oh, and Sharpie having to make his way through. Oh, Loveless has made his way through. No, Sharp, they've got... Oh dear, that's horrendous. They might restart that. I don't know. That is... If you... Really, they should restart that, because that was pathetic. But I don't think they will. Because it's not in the top tier, you'll generally get the steward in. But I don't think you'll see that in this tier. Oh, there's another car off. So it's kind of what happened last time for us. The team that started further back was much further up after the end of the first lap. So Sharp and Joe would have been a bit screwed early on. No, where's Loveless? 11th then. I know, it's always in a crash that... It's always in a crash in front of them caused by people driving like idiots that they can't get past, and then they just get chucked off track and get like pushed off track. So it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. So that's the only problem about having multiple tiers with so many drivers, that they can't obviously live steward them all, and then they aren't able to restart when you get a bit of a cluster happen early on. It's always something silly. I could actually go back and watch it in a minute. We'll do that. We'll give it like 5-10 minutes. We'll let the race get into its stride, and then we'll go back and watch what the hell happens there. So hopefully not too much damage. If anyone does pit now, no one has done, but if anyone started to pit now, that would get rid of one of their mandatory pits. But they'd have to go 3 hours on. They'd have to go an hour and a half in between, like with on 2 stints, effectively, an hour and a half each. So Crozen, Sharpie right towards the back. Is Dominguez in the pits? Or is that Dominguez? Let's see. Where's Dominguez? Yeah, he's in the pits. His car looks toast. Nick Rogers had a decent start. Clearly got screwed as well. Always the way, unfortunately. Can you just let me know as well, is the stream smooth enough? Is that okay? Because I keep getting started on my own, but according to Streamlabs, it's all going smoothly, so I thought I'd double check with you guys. So Loveless then up into the top 10. So this is one to us at Spa. We had a team that started in like 33rd and a team that started in 10th. And after the first lap, the team that started 33rd were, I think, 12th, and the team that started in 10th for 40th or 33rd or something. So it's pretty much a mirror of that, irritatingly. Vitor Sousa just ahead of them, so they escaped that carnage. Smooth for you, good. Okay, cool. It's often the way, because often I'll pause it in my own preview and not have that playing. All I need to see is the chat, really, and the feed, any follows and whatnot. Oh, yellow flag, car off. Oh, not the best place to rejoin. You have to go on the gravel and give the cars a little bit of a chance to move out of the way. Did it get back on circuit? No, it didn't. I think it might be even coming into the pits. It's not a nice place to have to rejoin. Oh, it is rejoining. It's just staying very far over to the gravel. They've done that quite well. Can't find them on here for love nor money, but they've done that quite well. Is it Olivena? Yes. I think they handled that really well, to be honest. He's not in this tier, unfortunately, Loic. They're in the tier below, so I do not know how they're doing. I will ask, though, later on. But no, JP Atkinson, they got screwed. I'm going to watch it. Give it another couple of minutes, Leg, if you hang around. If you're not eating your rabbit food, and I will go back on the replay in a sec, and we'll find out what what actually happened. They got basically a cluster in front of them, people not driving very smartly, I don't think, and they got shoved off circuit, so they're now third from last. Got good pace though, and over 3 hours they could still, people in front will screw up. I still think they're in for top 15 if they can drive well and keep out of the way. So there is one race, so no, there is, I think, a pro. So there's a pro invitational, there's a pro, there's a high silver, a low silver, and an AM. They've got like 100, they've got like 200 teams sign up for these things. And there's nothing more annoying than it going Pete Tong, or wrong for you non-English people here. Who's like, who the hell's Pete Tong? Yeah, there's nothing more annoying than it going wrong right at the start. Especially if you not ditching it. It's not like he's crashed into someone else. It's not even like he's been in a crash with someone else. But other people will make mistakes. There will be incidents in front, and he is still going to be quicker than the cars just in front of him, and they're not that far up the road. Depends how much their pace has been affected, though. It's all part of endurance racing, unfortunately. Massive pain in the backside. I think they let people sign up in the pace, apart from the Pro Invitational, which was Invitational, of course. I said we're lucky enough, I think we're in the Invitational Pro tier for the Imola race. That's going to be interesting. Leg's already cracking it because he's in one of the cars. Yeah, that's 9 hours, so can't quite remember when it is. Is that next week, Legger? Do help. Do let me know. I'm going to try and do the same. Try and stream that on our stream, just spectating. It's nice to not have to commentate every time. It's lovely. That is next weekend. Good lord, that is a quick turnaround then. So yeah, they'll be sick of the sight of Imola by the time that's done. That's right. Hey, Leg, don't push quicker than your own pace. Do your pace. You just concentrate on doing that consistently. So look, Loveless now up to 7th. So the cars around him making mistakes, and he's just driving a solid, consistent beginning of the race. And they started in 22nd. But other cars make mistakes. So this car's just had an off, so they've just dropped a whole bunch of positions, and they'll come back towards Sharpie as well. There's that train of cars, they're not far in front of Sharpie. I said it's an invitational tier, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting tier. Actually, let me have a look, see who's in that race. If we are still allowed to race in that tier, hope so. So you've got James Baldwin. He's with Eamon Murphy. You've got Valentin did our race. We've got ourselves, of course. Yeah, he's just dropping backwards, this guy at the moment. So Sharp. Oh, hello, he's in with a fight already. So that's with that's with Petterson. So I think he did our Monza race. So Sharp will just be patient here, and he'll try and get him on pace coming down the straight. On that car's coming in. Yeah, you can see the bonnet. That is a panel gap that wasn't there a couple of laps ago. Sharp trying to go down the inside in, coming down towards Tamburello. Now you've got Dan Suzuki in that race. You've got Dalkin, Van Ommen and Arnold. You've got Jardier is racing with Jimmy Broadbent in that race as well. So we'll get a chance to hopefully not punt him off. G2 team, we've got Corey Curtis driving that, not sure who we've got. Ryan Meenan with the Side Max team. Tinker van der Velde also very quick. Andre Franke very, very fast. Yeah, this pace absolutely stacked in that grid, so that's going to be interesting. Maybe a little bit out of our depth. Yeah. As I said, Leg, you get round, don't crash, do your own pace, and you don't worry about that. See, look, so Sharpie's already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 8, 9 cars in front of him. So there's plenty of places for him to make up here. It's just going to be trying to get him through them cleanly, which again, not always easy. So where's Loveless then? He's actually got Vitor Sousa just ahead of them. So the swap places, the car that was next to our other OTL car at the start. Oh, that's a bit long. As long as he keeps it from spinning. Yep, we just have to let that car through. It's fair enough, no problem with that. Plenty of time to go. Oh, is it really, Reese? They're just because you don't. It's not like Project Cars where you can determine the weather. It's a whole bunch of variables like cloud cover, the ambient temperature, time of year. I'm assuming geography and stuff. Like, it's a lot of things to take into consideration. So you can't actually know if it's going to rain. You can't pre-plan it. Right then, I did say I'd go and look at the replay. How quickly do I load into the replay? I shouldn't have the custom liveries. Lovely, so it's nice and quick. Ah, well, I've joined that well, haven't I? And you can see. So let's go. Oh, there we go to that. Who killed who? Let's have a look. So poor old Sharpie getting caught up in this. So where was the first murder? Look further forward. Yeah, so it's the car in 5th, I think. Was it Rogers? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it was, you know. Let's go on board. So can't do this in the league. Like the fact I can do this in a casual race. So it's not been intentional, but they've gone slightly wide. He's come slightly out of the corner. He's tapped that car in front, and then what you'll generally see is that everyone behind forgets that they've got a pedal in the middle that slows the car down. And then everyone else piles in. So actually, do you know what? Let's go on board with Sharpie and see how annoyingly this went for him then. Get through nice and cleanly, doing nothing wrong. Cluster in front. That car spins. And then they have a crash. That's the problem. And that's the annoying thing. He got past the first crash. And then cars that don't know what a brake pedal is. Oh, he's spun back across. Is that avoidable? Oh, he's put his foot down on the grass. It's spun him back on track. Yeah, that's pretty poor, isn't it? Let's be honest. And then people just pile in. Look, no modulation of the accelerator. Let's go further back. Just cars being like, coming through, and don't give a monkeys. Fair play to this guy. This person looked like, look, there's brake. Look, well done. Actually didn't make contact with anybody. Well done, car number 254. Kudos to you, but like, that's just poor, isn't it? Yeah, silly. Very, very silly. Very avoidable then, as was imagined. Circuit practice server all week because we were told it wouldn't be wet, and it's. Yeah, I mean, you were just unlucky then, I think. So that's the only problem with doing multiple tiers. If you're not able to steward all the tiers, you end up with that sort of thing can happen, and it's hard to stop. You can't restart because there isn't stewarding. So look at this though. He's right on the back then of everyone in front of him. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cars right in front. So this is going to be tricky. This is going to be tough because he's probably going to have the pace on a lot of them, although some of them were caught up with him. The turn 1, 2 in your tier was awful, was it? Again, that's the problem again, further tier. That's why in OTL we'll probably stick with one tier for the foreseeable, because I think we're a bit nervous about doing multiple tiers and then not being able to adjudicate it to the same standards. Like, because you could have absolute carnage and not really be able to do anything about it unless people are watching it. So, no shade on RCI, still one of my favourite communities. You know, I said, great bunch of guys, really helpful. Like, really supportive. They're great to us. It's a little booklet they made for this, actually, and we're one of the sort of other supported, recommended communities in there, so very nice of them. One of 3, actually, I believe. So they're really, really great bunch. Oh, Karofskis, so position for them. Don't know how the car binned it there, but fair enough. Got a whole train of cars in front of them. You can see a few cars that had a good start and having a bit of a nightmare further into the race. Oh dear, someone called Witcheck, as that was he the car that spun it earlier? Yeah, he was. Oh dearie dear. Where did they start then? Like, where did Fish and JP start? I'm assuming Fish has started the race then for them. Right, going back on board with Loveless then. So a bit of a gap to that car that got past him into the final corner as he went wide into the gravel. Not an easy car to get around here, that Lambo. But he's doing alright. So big thing now with Sharpie is he's got that bundle of cars that were right in front of him. Saying that, has he made a mistake? He's dropped back a bit here. Yeah, I think he might have made a little mistake. So they go again. So there might be a little bit of damage on the car as well. So it might take a little bit of time. So yeah, not sure what mistake he might have made, but yeah, it's just dropped back again. It does have the pace. It's a bit difficult though once you get to the back of these guys. Quite a few of these were qualifying higher up, like where Sharpie was. So yeah, how this is going to work itself out. Oh, they got killed turn 1. Poor thing. There is not. Don't think so, unless someone else is streaming it who is in that tier. I don't think Fish is streaming his point of view leg. Maybe you could check for me. So there's a main tier for the top tier, a main stream, sorry, for the top split for the Invitational Pros. Let's go up front. Let's see where the first fight is coming. So top two are quite close. So Schaefer, what team is that then? Does it say team name? No, it does not. So, come on, go away. There we go. What team is he then? So, oh, Butler Power Motorsport. Okay, so is that the only Butler Power team in this? Right, bring back the timetable. No, so that's Weiss and Schaefer are one of the Butler Power Motorsport teams, and Hillebrand and Thacker in fourth. Just for full reference, Amir Thacker, his teammate of the car in fourth at the moment, is I don't know if any of you watch Cyanide, the streamer. You might have seen him if you've watched any Soviet Womble videos, like Arma 2 videos, like compilations. He's yes, that's Cyanide himself. He plays ACC a lot. It's been all about sim racing for a while now. And yeah, he's going to be, hopefully for him, hopping into a car doing pretty well. Loveless still in 8th, but got a good gap to the car behind. A bit stretched, he's right in the middle of Diaz now and Konstantinidis. So that first time out of practice as well. Proud of that. So you see someone like Jake Coombs, for example, again another driver in our league races. They qualified quite far out. You can see by the front of that car though, that's not how it came out of the showroom. So they've lost a lot of positions. They've qualified in the top 4 or 5, I think. Pro after, yeah, this is what I mean. I don't like that thunderstorm. I don't know. I don't get it personally. I'm sure it's fun to drive for a bit. How bad is it? Let's have a look. Let's click on Giardia stream and see how bad it is. Oh, that is pretty wet. Yeah, I mean, not thunderstorm, not that bad, but I mean, this says plus and plus, isn't it, for the next half an hour? So it's only going to get wetter. Eesh. Sod that, I think. Is the yeah, I wouldn't want to do that myself personally, but up to them, I suppose. Sharp back onto this pack. So it's going to be difficult because you saw him got onto the pack earlier, and the car's going to be a little bit damaged. Took a few whacks. You don't need heavy impacts as well. It just needs to be the wrong impact in the wrong place, and yeah, the damage will annoy the hell out of you. So trick of that sort of trainer cars in front. When they compete, I would. Depends how quick, longer they can go. If there's no maximum stint time, I'd be very tempted to get that car in the pits as physically early as possible, and then just have 2 long stints. If they can go, say, an hour and 15, 2.5 hours, I'd say maybe come in then. I don't know. They know a lot. Dance like more than me. Fish is streaming. Lovely. Okay. Well, please don't leave me. I'm good. Go and see how Fish is doing. It's all good. Give him some love. Evening, Mav. Evening, sir. See, poor old Sharpie got caught up in a good old pile up at the start. Didn't do anything wrong. Just people. He avoided the carnage, and then people were just keeping their foot in it, trying to drive through cars in the middle of the track, and then they were coming back off circuit, and people oh, it's dreadful. Vitor and Dan, well, Dan obviously not in the car yet, up in 6th. We started alongside Vitor, and Vitor got through and we didn't. Not that I'm jealous. I'm just gutted. I really wanted at least Sharpie and Joe. So they got killed in the Spa race that we watched a few weeks back, and they got killed tonight as well. So annoying. But, you know, fair play. Sousa and Loss up in 6th. Doing well. Decent start. 4th and 5th just ahead of them. Was that 4th and 5th? That might be a back mark. I think at least 5th is just in front of them. Robert Lovelace, one of the OTL teams, doing okay. Back in 8th. So I can't complain too much. It's not too bad. Still 2 hours and 40 minutes though. Only 20 minutes in. Plenty of time to go. Plenty of time to go. Well, that's not a good sign, is it? I hope there's no bad reason for that stream being down. Hope he's not had a disconnect or anything irritating. Is he still in the chat? He is. Hopefully everything's okay there, then we'll have a see in a minute. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Cheers for the follow. Dash 46, much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Yeah, oh, don't. There was murder everywhere on that start of that race, our Monza race. We've got some systems hopefully coming in next time round that should not stop it happening, but when it happens would mean that it wouldn't be as much of a disaster for people who've had a decent start. Something you can't really always mitigate. I mean, there's always going to be an element of it. It's racing. You know, you watch real life racing, you get crashes. But we're not real life races. We're not getting paid a heap load of cash to do it. So you want people to not waste their time for practice and stuff and then be T-boned at turn 1. Shelby's made his way past a few cars then. So he's got up to the back of them and made his way past Peterson and Crab behind him. He's got Luke Rogers just ahead, Crozen as well. I think 2 other cars that got screwed by that pile up at the start. So we ask everyone to just be really careful. It was such an avoidable crash. That car, I think, that turned them around could have just been a bit more careful. But unfortunately, not to be. So a lot of bit of bumper cars going on with these cars around here. 95, 908 had a bit of a moment as well a minute ago. To the outside, yeah, so there's quite a few cars nice and close to each other. Let's go back on board with that fight we were on board with a second ago. That's a very chrome car. I'm not a big fan of that. Oh, he's in the pits again, Leg, or... Oh, Fish has a disconnect. God's sake. He's like, Fish never disconnects. I think the servers are having a few issues personally. The pings you see with some people, I reckon there's the servers having some... Not issues, but I wonder if it's... And it's a lot of people. I know, Mav. That was... Oh, there's going to be... Oh, fair play. He was going to avoid the boards and then thought, nah. I'd have to get very close to the wall, so sod that. Thought about it and then decided not to bother. It's typical with Fish. What's sort of luck? He never disconnects. Damn it. You just want our guys to get a bit of luck. Just a little bit of luck. Not tipping the wheel in the gravel there. Not a big fan of those last 2 corners, I don't think. What I've seen. Sharpie doing 142 8 is best lap, so I think a little bit of damage there, because I know they can do a little bit quicker. That pace isn't bad. That pace would put them roughly where they qualified. So they can still walk their way through. Yeah, post the link in here, Leg. Post the link, mate. Post it in the chat. Let people go and see. I mean, obviously, please don't abandon us here, you know. I'm very needy. I need a lot of love. No, I'm joking. No, it'd be cool to go and see Fish. Give him a follow as well. That'd be nice. Thank you very much, Legger. Thank you kindly. Hopefully there's not too much swearing going on. At least if he is swearing, it'll be with a nice southwestern twang. It's not like he's full Cornwall farmer type. You know, it's not quite that. But that would be great. Got a lot of drivers here, including Leg, from sort of down that way. Dorset and the Cornwall. Got a lot of sort of... Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. I saw those scrapping a minute ago, and I'm not massively surprised that's happened. So a few cars down there, down to 31. So what was... That's... Oh, can I replay? I can. 30 seconds. Do we catch it? We do! Hurrah! Right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, they're going to collect the other car. Oh no. Yeah, that's unlucky. At least they've tried to steer it away from the track. That car in front. Yeah, and fair play. This driver's at the sit here. Is that car going to go then? Don't know what it's doing, but fair enough. Yeah, that's annoying. That's a shame. No, I can imagine. What actually? Yeah, got disconnected and had a bit of a punt. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. Oh, hello. So that car's left. Lovely shot of Italy there. Back to the TV cameras. Lovely stuff. Oh, I'm gutted for them. You just want it to go well. You know, you get practice, you put setups in. So you put time into it in the practice, and they put a fair bit of time into the practice, getting the car feel nice. That's why good enduros are good enduros, though. I mean, it depends. What are they not happy about? An incidents, the disconnect, all of it. I'm assuming. Piece it all together. I can't blame them. So that is gutting, but it's not much to be done about it now. Hopefully they can get back on circuit and still push. Oh, Butson is having a bit of a nightmare. He's dropping like a stone. Down to 24th now. Then, not a good last lap. So what happened to them then? Will we catch it even? Don't think we will. No, whatever happened to them happened earlier. Never mind. They got back to 16, now they're 34th. Yeah, so unlucky. Oh, it's pretty to have those to be punted and have a disconnect in the first like 40 minutes is a bit mental. It's a bit mad. It's not fair, is it? There's not a whole great deal you can do about it. Well, look at that cluster of cars. So Sharpie has made his way through that, nice and. Look at that, crikey, there's a... Oh, that makes me nervous, doesn't it? Loads of cars. Considering they're nearly half an hour in. So a few of these are quicker as well than the cluster in front, because they got caught up in the incidents at the start. So Rogers and Crozen and Sharp, so these three, I think have got fairly decent pace. I think Sharpie is probably the quicker of the bunch. You just got to hope that some of them don't fight too hard. Actually, you just want them to... Like all that car going, yeah, sod that. Well played, Sharpie. That was bloody dreadful driving. Behind, don't know what the hell that car was doing. Absolutely pathetic. Sorry, Rogers. That was very cool. Could have avoided that very easily. I mean, that was Sharpie's really sensible. I think he's seen a few bits of weird driving. Okay, right. I think either that car's had to have a service slowdown, or I've got to row back on being nasty to him because I think he might have let Sharpie back in front there. I think he has done. I think he's actually gone. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. Move, please go through. Fair enough. Well done. I mean, that was a hell. I mean, there's missed break points and there's missed break points. But fair enough. Let us back in front. So Sharp still back in 22nd. It's a shame though. You had to open the steering a hell of a lot to let that car through. But that cluster in front is dropped back from. So you've got Crozen, Loureiro, Salomon, 19th. You've still got quite a few cars for them to catch. That's how Seuss is doing. Let's go on board with the MSL guys. Let's see if Maz is still here. So still up in 6th, doing well. Be interested to see how Dan can hold his own. So they've not even got their secret weapon out, which is Mr. Mormon. I'm sure they've got his setup though. That thing was blissful around it. Is it the Evo they're in, or was it just the? Are they letting them run the new Evo cars? I'm assuming they are. Love us in the background there. So half an hour in then, still 2.5 hours to go. No worries, Mav. Much appreciated. Keep an eye on your guys. Hopefully I'll be able to let you know when you rejoin how they're doing. Good to see you though. Much appreciated. Ah, so yes, they are in the Evo, yeah. I thought they were both in the Evo cars. I assumed it would be free choice. I'm sure like our next league will probably be, I'm assuming, you know, just didn't want anyone to swap to it mid-season, that'd be weird, but I'm sure next season we'll see a few Evo cars. So still in the top 10, made use of that absolute carnage at the start. Cars are pitting though, so Rogers hopefully will just try and go along with Kieran. That's a little bit close, doesn't make me a little bit nervous. I think he'd almost do better just giving a little bit more space to Sharpie unless he really wants to go past him. Hopefully he won't try it again. I think Sharpie will have eyes on Stoltz this time round. I think there's been a car with a disconnect as well. They're 7 laps down, or they've been in the pits for ages. Grinding away. They would have been really miffed at the start. Always gutting when that happens, but they'll keep their feet down. See what can come of it. So if you've still got good pace, if the car's okay, you can still go pretty well. Should be able to push quite high up still. So yeah, still trying the cars in front of him then. Yeah, I mean, he's probably been held back a little. Not held back necessarily. I mean, that car's going to have a little bit of damage. So what last lap was a 1:43.6. Car in front of him, Thiago Loureiro, is doing a little bit quicker than that last lap. But Sharpie's best lap in this race is quicker than 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th, 13th. I think yeah, the bunch in front of him, he's got a faster lap than. That's with a slight damaged car in traffic. Yeah, you do get a fair bit of that. You get some funky driving, bless him. I would say they're trying their best, but I'm not sure about that with everybody, but most are. Most are doing what they can. So it's not easy. Don't want to cast aspersions on people. You know, some people will do their best. It's just a bit gutting when it goes like it did at the start. I think top tier has had a bit of a nightmare as well at the beginning, maybe. Hopefully not. They're still going strong. Still going strong. Loveler still in 8th. Sharp pushing up. So not quite up to the first round of pit stops yet. Be interesting to see if anyone does do a pit early and do two slightly longer stints. I wonder if the top tier had any incidents at the start. I'm curious now. Let's have a quick look. Hopefully this doesn't tank my internet. Let's turn this down to like full potato resolution. Let's have a butchers then about then. Yeah, it's a very wet start to the racing tier one, wasn't it? Very wet. Did they have any carnage where we had? Nearly, but no. But it was fairly wet. People were making quite a few mistakes. There was quite a lot of people going off. Oh, there was a crash in Tamburello lap 2. Well, it was a very big. Oh, there was a nasty punt in lap 2. So we got put straight into the wall just before Tamburello somehow. That's a good effort. Shame though. So his lap pace, his previous lap pace has been pretty similar to the guys in front. Torero, he's lapping very, very similar lap pace too. The cars in front, 44.3, 44.9 previous laps, whereas Torero and Sharp, 43.6, 43.7. So they are, oh dear, that's a very wide left-hander from the Lambo up ahead. I think that might be Kitch, I'm thinking. Yeah, it was. He went terribly wide. That's going to leave him very vulnerable. Just about keeping it ahead of the Lambo behind him. Very wide. That might be a bit of a track cut for Serafini Denisi. Oh, Sharpie right up the back of Torero all of a sudden. Don't fancy that. So Torero's got good pace. I think that car wants to get past as well. Just got to be patient, wait their turn. Nothing happening quite yet. But you want to let them make mistakes rather than try and force anything too hard, but it depends. He'll be patient. There's nothing too desperate happening yet. So those guys in front, yeah, I'd let them squabble. Because they're going to make mistakes. It just gets annoying when they squabble but don't crash and like, you know what I mean? They slow each other down so much, but there is still no way for you to get past. There's just a wall of cars in front of him. But he also doesn't want to get caught out by one of them punting one of the others, which is why I think he wants to get the hell past them quickly, because if one punts the other one round, he wants to be well out of the way. Now he's just going to get squeezed instead, so this will be fun. He's going to look down the inside at Tamburello. He's thinking about it. There's going to be a bit of a squeeze from that car behind. Sharpie gives that loads of room, because he is really worried about going off again. I can't blame him. Yeah, this is getting nervy. And Sharpie, rightly now, will want to let them two behind squabble, because they're going to, like that. Yeah, and they're sobbed off quickly. Well, good driving, well done, Sharpie. Get in there, son. So right on the back of the 18th, then those two Lambos you saw tussling earlier on. So still only nearly not even 40 minutes into the race then. Plenty of time to go. So Sharpie doing a good job here, pushing forward. Loveless still in 8th. Only 3 seconds back from the car in front though. But just going strong. Just trying to get a good base to go from really. So driving well though. So since that mess at the start, Sharpie's been doing really, really nicely. Oh, hello Scott. Hello, hello. Oops, was meant to help in this. Whoops. That's alright. Yeah, you're right, dude. Been busy. Well, they got screwed at the start. Sharpie qualified in 12th. So he's a bit on a bit of a recovery drive. Make a move on that first Lambo. They're a bit of a twitchy bunch, these two in front. So yeah, fair enough. He's getting out of that. Doesn't really want to spin it again. Been very cautious. Yeah, they got screwed at the start, and so they're a bit like last time, while cards have swapped. We had Loveless with Matt Acton. They qualified, I think, 22nd, and Kieran and Joe qualified in 13th or 14th, I think. And Yeah, there was one crash at the start, and then people just don't react to the crash properly, and someone tries to avoid the crash, they spin off on the grass, come back on track, and then, oh, it's just silly. Oh, another belt. Lovely. Yes, I won't. Well, you're famous in our eyes, Loic. And that's what matters, right? We love you, and that should be all that matters. No, stop buying followers. No, no, no. We're doing alright. We're up to nearly 1,000 followers at the moment. Sorry, yeah, Occasion, if you're still here, I am streaming the whole race, yes. I might go quieter a little bit because I've got to have some dinner soon. Have something to eat. And I'm not sort of waiting another 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, no, 944 followers at the moment. I think we've lost one. Since the start, but no, it's alright, you gain followers, you lose followers, it's just normal way. But yeah, it's not too bad. I think we got like 80 new followers from the Monza race, that was kind of fun. But nearly 1,000, so it's kind of nice. Not going to complain. No, I deleted it. No, I saw it. Yeah, I was the one who deleted it, occasion. I'm already famous. Yes, in my household, I'm quite famous. I'm literally a household name here. Yeah, probably if I wasn't a household name. Sorry, who are you? It's one or the other, isn't it, really? It's slow burner this race then. So catching up to Kitch and Croson just ahead. Got Kitch right in front of him then, the second of the two Lambos. So fighting his way through very nicely here. Oh, what hasn't happened to Fish? Crashed and disconnected in the first half an hour. Life's just not fair for some people, is it? It's not, yeah. Yes. Cheers, Cajun. Yeah, I'll be here with what? 2 hours, 20 minutes. So, yeah, come back in 2 hours or so and I'll still be here. Hopefully, as long as my internet doesn't have any problems. I'll definitely still be here. Catch you later, dude. Misano. Oh, lovely. Misano me. Yeah, it's, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. You just want people to not be screwed at the start so they can have a clean getaway and yeah, be able to concentrate, but yeah, not going their way, unfortunately. Yeah, fingers crossed, Scott. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's doing well. It's a good recovery drive so far. He was second to last for 10 minutes after that happened, so he's been catching them up. There's a long old one to go. Still just keeping his rhythm. Still driving nicely. So it's not his favourite car either. It's not a car that Sharp is naturally very quick in. But he's doing okay. Fairly decent pace. Up to 17th then because FANATEC is the first to pit. Oh, hello. This guy coming out of the pits. Oh, a little bit of a squeeze. Sharp has the lift there. Not very nice from the Lambo, if I'm honest. Could have given him a bit more room there. Not sure that was particularly called for. So these guys are going to have a bit of a tussle then. Yeah, that did not look great. I'll have to watch that one back in a minute. I don't know if he closed the door on there or if Sharpie's going to let him through. Not sure. I think he is. Yeah, he is. Fair enough. Kind of background at the moment. I think Sharpie's being expected. I think Sharpie expected the car to leave the door open a little bit more than it did. So let's go back to let's go and have a look at the replay then. Oh, let's not go to the start, that's a long way back. And let's go back to our car. We've got squeezed already a little bit, and then he's clearly, that car's moved over a long way, and Sharpie thought, right, I'm going to go moving, and the car started him turning in early, and he's just, yeah, he's put the ankles on to try and stop it, but yeah, it's a bit unlucky that. Not dirty driving or anything from Sharpie, just can't do much about that once he's, so that car swings out very wide, so he isn't going defensive. He's going to shut the door. And, yeah, not really much he could do. So, yeah, he's letting past. So, bit of a bummer, but they'll keep going again then. There's Rob Loveless doing it then. Is it 2 seconds back? Is that car in front then is Diaz? So they've kept that gap very, very consistent. Pretty much since the start, I think. So we will start seeing some pits soon. You would have thought, as I don't think they have maximum stint time, so if they've not got a maximum stint time, you'd imagine they might go a bit longer. Like on the second and third stints, maybe. Or they'll go the other way and do shorter. They might just go for a short last stint anyways. He's flashing someone, is it? I always thought he was a bit of a flasher. One of the dodgy ones you've got to be careful of. Don't want to see in the dark streets at night. Just going to board them myself. Let's see how he's doing. Where are they faring at the moment? 33rd. Oof, yeah. I mean, they've had like a big crash and a disconnect. They've got a car at the moment being belligerent and not letting them unlap themselves, even though they're clearly much, much faster. But no, they're still going on. We'll get to the end, which is part of the challenge in these races. You just try and complete the thing. We're talking about fish. He was right filthy sod, didn't he? Dirty beast. Yes, no, I just watched. Yeah, I mean, it's much higher up than in the positions, but they are much faster than it. Yeah, it really just made more sense for the other guy just to move out of his way. So then Sharpie's gonna have this Lambo to try and get past again. So he's not one to make dives or make moves. He said that's why it's unfortunate to that incident earlier on. I think the car that moved over so far, he thought, right, he's leaving the door open. And then he turns in at such a narrow light angle compared to what I would do that corner at. So not his favourite car in the world, Sharpie, but he's doing what he can in the Audi. He's got that Lambo just behind him, so doesn't want to get stacked up too much. That Lambo further back, still in the pits. So a few cars that have had to pit already, but I don't think anyone higher up than 20. I think 23rd and up have still all got 2 pits to do. So that Kitch is now in, so that makes it easy for him. Oh, yeah, look who the cat dragged in, Conan. Evening, mate. Good to see you as always. How you doing, dude? How's your Saturday been so far? So what we've got 2 hours and 10 minutes left of this. About time, I know. A rare Conan appeared. It's a Pokemon reference if you don't get it. Oh, as reliable as you always are, Conan. Cheers, flying in. Cheers, man. Thank you as always, man. Really appreciate that. Yeah, how's your Saturday been? How's your weekend started? Working, knowing your luck? Can't move for Belgians here. At least say nearly 20% of our viewership at the moment is Belgian. Just you two. Work that one out, yeah. A simple bit of math. Technically, be about 18% on it. Oh, there's a advertising sign that's been mullered. So they're still 20 seconds back from Crozen, apparently, in the Lexus. So he's going to have to push now then. But you can, he's got a bit of free air. So you can catch the cars further up. These are going. Oh, nice. A little bit of gravel there. Nothing too bad, though. Still going strong. A few cars haven't made their pits. Where did that car come out, then? So who was that number? Was that guys there? So they've dropped a long way back to 26th. Off that pit. Yeah, you off work for a little bit now, then, Conan? You're not already off for Christmas, are you? Well, they've got lockdown rules come back in over there. I'm not sure, I'm not quite up to date with what the situation is in Belgium at the moment. Lambo just behind him, keeping nice tabs on Sharpie at the moment. Lovelace still doing well, still in 8th, still about 1.5 to 2 seconds behind Diaz. They've been very close. Pretty much the entire race now. So nearly the end of the first hour, so not sure with Sharpie who's doing the second stint, or if Joe will be getting straight in. So the car further ahead of them is having a fight. That Lexus with Crozen. Say he's having a fight. That car behind him is... So who's that? Shamitat. Thomas or Shamitat. That is really hard to pronounce. Oh, good lord. January the 9th, you absolute dosser. What are you doing? You lazy so-and-so. No. that's a hell of a Christmas break, that, isn't it? Good lord. Nice and easy for you. At least you don't do anything voluntary in your spare time, eh? Wink, wink. Nice and easy. Fair play. At least you get a bit of rest, mate. At least you get a bit of time to chill. Have a decent Christmas festive period as well. It'd be nice. So Sharpie's 19.2 seconds back from this AMG. And on the previous lap, Sharpie was just a little bit faster. So there's not massive differences in speed. We will see a few people starting to pit soon, I think. Yeah, everyone's basically still in the race, bar one car. I think there's been one car leave. It's that car we saw having that big crash coming down the hill towards Ravazza, coming down towards the first of the two left-handers at the end of the lap. And they ditched it and then spun it off to the inside. That's a poorly looking bonnet, isn't it? That looks like that hurt. Don't know when it happened, so I went back on the replay, but it doesn't look nice. Sousa up in 6th, so they're still going strong. I think that's a back marker. Number 90, I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah, that's Nathan McConnell. Down in 27th, car number 95, so a couple of laps down, getting right amongst it, unfortunately, for everyone behind. So they'll be let through. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, and that's caused a car problem for that Bentley behind it. That's not going to be very happy. It's going to put him right in the pack. So that number 95 car really just needs to get out the flipping way. You'll see Loveless in the background as well, so he'll be on the pack soon. So that's holding them all up for him. So he's not going to complain. He's going to have to get past them soon then. So what is that fight for? Are they all in the race for position? Wrong person. Where are they? Never mind. We'll stop clicking around. So where is... Let's go back on board with Sharpie then. Yeah, 18.4 seconds. So decent last lap. No, sorry, that was the wrong one. So I was looking at their best lap. So no, Sharpie on this last lap was 1.6 seconds quicker. The other car in front did Schmidt did a 1:44.6. So maybe not his best lap. Maybe a few mistakes there. Sharpie did a 1:43.0. Lots. The forum or Discord, yeah, never sleep. Oh, I know the pain. Yeah. How long has OTL been going now? 3 years and nearly 4 months. That's way too quick. 40 months. Yeah, Discord takes over your life like insanely fast. It's yes. We have to get some strict rules in when that happens. Especially when you're self-employed like me. He's definitely catching it at a good pace then. 43 flat again, last lap 44 flat for the car in front, so he's catching it at a good second lap or so. I still think a good finish. I mean, they're going to get, I hope, top 15. Could get, I mean, they're still on for a top 10. I mean, if they can get past that car in front, then you've got a 2 second gap, a 3.4 second gap, an 11 second gap, a 5 second gap. You know, you've still got 2 hours to drive. There's plenty of, I don't know, we'll see. People will make mistakes as well. People will make mistakes, so there are going to be opportunities to maybe push up a little bit more, but it's going to be all about not making the mistakes themselves as well. That Bentley's still having a bit of a fight. I'm assuming it looks a very Belgian name, to be honest, but I've no idea. We don't have the flags on here, so Verheustraten. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting too much twang on that. So Loveless getting past that car we saw, having a bit of a fight with the back mark, with the cars that was trying to let go earlier. But let them go nicely, it's fair play. Just got caught out a little bit earlier, I think, at Ravazza. I didn't quite know if and when to let them pass. I think we're going to see some drive-throughs this race. I'm fairly certain there will be a couple of cars, at least in this race, that are either on their third and final warning already, or at least have a couple. maybe have had 2 not slow downs, 2 track cut warnings. You get 3, and then your 4th is a drive-through. Not quite as bad at Imola. It's no Spa. That's horrendous if you get a drive-through there. It's basically it's the whole pit lane. It's the whole full endurance pit lane. Takes about a minute, I think, to get through. 45 seconds to a minute just to drive through from one end to the other. Oh, it's horrific. Utterly horrific. So yeah, Wozniak then from 5th coming in. So there's Gada, or Gada, or however the hell to pronounce that, in 9th. So that is a back marker, car number 27. That car is in 28th position. That's him through, fair play. Nicely done. Thank you kindly. So there you are, Combs coming in as well. Crab and Bullwinkle down in 23rd. They've not had a great run so far. So he's just jumped in the car then. So Sharp up to 14th with those other cars pitting. We've got a fair way up to the next car though. That is now the car that pitted, which is Wozniak. No, it's not. Didn't think so. Right, I thought that was confusing. So it's still closing that gap down on Shamitat. I don't have a clue how to say that name. Not a August. Let's just call him Tom. Was it Tom? Yeah, Thomas. Let's just call him Tom. I'd rather do that than butcher his surname. Yeah, and there's a few decent sized gaps between the cars then, but you know they're closer than the one he's in at the moment. So Shamitat's got a bit of a gap. We've then got Cruzen. He's got a back marker just in front, and then you've got a bit of a gap out the road there to Forensitz. Mate Forensitz in 10th. 9-second gap up to Timo Braun in 9th, and then there's quite a large gap up to the next car. So first bit spread out. Shame, because I think Kieran and Joe could have had a good fight pretty far up, to be honest. But alas, not to be. Still pushing on. They'll be gutted. I know they're inevitably going to be a bit miffed about that. I said Fish won't be happy too well with how his has gone as well. But they're pushing on regardless. Thank you very much, man. 200 cheers. Much appreciated, dude. Very kind, fully appreciated, as you always know. As I said, just good to see you as well. Good to have you back in our chat here and there when you are hopping back in. Oh, that car up front, that did not look, that's making me nervous. Yeah, someone off into the gravel. Calandrino, one of the SPQR teams, Italian teams. Let me tell where they are because of their funky liveries. Car that you forced off, not going to be too happy. Not even sure who it was, to be honest. Let's have a look. So that would have been just then. Let's go have a butcher's. Which team was it though? Can't even remember. I think it was this one. Oh, they just come out of the pits. Okay. That is a back marker. That's Tiago Loureiro, who Sharpie was driving close to earlier on. And then gets blue flagged. Oh, he slows down a little. Oh dear. Oof. What on earth went on there? So who's that car? That is. Oh, that's Bullwinkle. Oh, that's unfortunate. So they're much further back, but they're driving well. I said that car's just come out of the pit. Sorry about the changing cameras. There we go. and they've wanted to get through as well. And yeah, maybe a little bit impatient. I think maybe could have waited a bit longer and got through there with no problems. Just maybe pushing his luck a little bit. It's a shame to see him that far back. We know Tristan's a very, very good driver. So Sharpie in the pits then. Good first stint, Sharpie. Unlucky with that first lap, but very, very well driven, apart from the little tap round of the poor fella in the middle. To be honest, that was a bit unfortunate as well. Did look like he was leaving the door wide open. And you do have to make your moves at some point. You can't just follow everybody. You do have to actually try and overtake. So, is Joe getting in the car? We'll have a look in a sec. We should know pretty shortly. So, people pitting. Loveless up into 4th, but he's also pitting too. Both OTL cars in the pits at the same time. So, yeah, just over the hour. Hour and 5 minutes. As I thought they probably would. So, then the next time round, and then a 50-minute stint at the end. So it's Joe Lecor then, so a favourite Cornishman that sounds like a Frenchman into the car. Very fond of an Audi, very, very familiar with this car. Hopefully it will feel okay to him still. Car coming round on a lap though. Not sure if that's going to try and go up the inside. It will. Joe let it past. Fair enough. I think that's Ferrone sits in 5th at the moment. And whole deal. They've just swapped drivers. Joe Lecor in now. Matt Acton in for our other car as well. So both cars have swapped drivers. So first round of pits pretty much done. Just a few cars, a couple of cars stretching out another lap or two maybe. So Chris Meadows is the next car up ahead that he wants to fight with, and it's a decent gap. So it's just coming up to the little bus stop chicane here, and Joe is a fair bit back, so yeah, going to need to push. But as I said, very familiar with the Audi. He'll be more comfortable with that car than Sharpie was, but Sharpie's got more outright pace. They're probably quite similar, truth be told, like all things considered. Once you factor that in, I think they're probably quite similar pace. Matt Acton out once we've got behind the trees. There we go, out back into that Lambo. We'll be disappearing in a second, just for a few minutes to go and get some food. They might have. It depends how bad it was. Occasion. You can do. They can do. I think they might have took a. If it was like 5-6 seconds, I think they probably took repairs. It's slightly nicer handling car. If it's affecting you that much, it's better to just get it repaired. You know, because you could be easily losing half a second of that, more than that, or more than that, just through inconsistencies with it handling not very nicely. So all a bit spread out now, so it'll be about who can be nice and consistent, who's going to make the mistakes. So Acton going well in 11th then. Crowson's still in the pit, so they might pop up into the top 10 in a second. I think that was a car just ahead of them. Salomon as well, yeah, pitting, as we saw them hop in there, going past both of those cars in the pits now. And Joe Lecor going to hopefully go strong. That's what his pace is like the next first couple of laps out. Yeah, I was just going to say, just going to hop away in a few minutes' time to go and grab my dinner. I'm gonna eat while I talk. Well, I'm not gonna eat while I talk. That would be disgusting. I mean, I'll eat while I'm watching. It's a nice bit of pasta. Evening, Jagged. Hello, sir. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. Not doing too badly, thank you very much. And yourself? So Joe was sitting in 16th for the moment, so poor fella, yeah, as we know, him and Sharpie getting boned at the start, left, right and centre. Mostly from the right, actually, ironically. I might go back on board in a second, we can rewatch the start if anyone here hasn't seen it. But Comment ça va? Salut. My grasp on English is like dodgy at best at times, so I'm not going to try and talk. I'm not going to talk French as well, because dear oh dear. So my English is questionable on occasions. I see. I know what that's it. I know what that means. I mean, that's hard to forget what that means. So that is Samuel Chumley then, in the car behind him. 2S Endurance Team Red, so we've seen him taken part in both OTL endurance races so far, the Silverstone and the Monza races. Fairly quick driver as well, so interested to see if Joe can hold him off. How's Joe doing at the moment then? So 1:43.7 his last lap. Just getting into the groove. Don't know how the car feels for him. There's a car peeling off into the pits as well. Who the hell was that? No, who was that pitting? I'm waiting for it to come up on my timing board. Weird, it hasn't even come up as anyone. So I wonder if that's a retirement. I think that might have been retirement, you know. Yeah, well there's 30 now, not 31, so someone just... I think that car coming to the pits has very quickly pulled over and turned off his PC. Oh, that's going to be a bit close. Yeah, I think that will be Dan Loss, won't it? Yes, it will. MSL Racing taken over that car from Vitor Sousa, the Portuguese man. And he's having a fight at the moment. He's been well over, doesn't fancy taking too much of that. Like that livery of that AMG on his left, do say. Quite a nice effort. Yeah, you can put it back to English now, you're going to freak out the rest of the chat. I know that most of you are Belgian or French anyways, or German, or... There's a few British people in here. None of us riffraff. That's still going well. So currently sitting in 6th, or whoever's the car in 10th, his ping. Deary me. Look at that, it's a bright red bar. I wonder whether they know that. That's pretty horrendous. Unless that was the car we saw pitting. You've got Smudge, Era Smudge, who is English but has lived in Germany for 20 years. So I mean, kind of, it's German now. I'm sure he has German citizenship. Better ping than the Mars Curiosity Rover. Yeah, you say better. I don't think he is. It's probably about the same ping. I know what that says. I do know what that says. I know enough words in that to know that you've just said basically we're saying this because Matt doesn't understand it. I know what that comprends pas means. I know that. Don't you try. None of that cheeky little I always knew you were a troublemaker, Conan, deep down. Always suspected it. I might not be able to talk French, but I can wheedle out a translation here or there. Yeah, no, especially when you're talking about me, exactly, yeah. That had me nervous. God for that, I thought I was going to be a mess about that. I know, good, isn't it? Thank you very much, Loic. Much appreciated. I don't know how close. I don't know how accurate that is. First thing that came to mind. You're not my friends anymore. I'm kidding, obviously. No, I know. The French I learned at school is "Je ne comprends pas." I don't understand. I have no idea what you're saying to me. Yeah, that's roughly how that went for me. I did quite well in French at school, and then but I couldn't do the speaking test very well. So I got an E in that, I got a C in everything else, and they gave me a D overall. Absolute fix. Demand a recount, I think. So has anyone already done both pits? They have, so Debedin in 28th has already done both their mandatory pits, but they will need to pit again. They're not going an hour and 44. Not as much as you, Leg. Not as much as you. Drive through for Walsh in 14th. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. There's going to be nothing. Not there's anything wrong with that, Leg, but wait, look, we've got stories about you, Leg. You've got to be nice, otherwise they'll get out in the open. So you be shush. I joke. Don't worry, Oliver. Sorry, I forgot to say hello. To be fair, he hasn't said much for about the last half an hour. He's been eating his rabbit food. You do alright, Loic. You do alright, mate. We can understand what you're saying enough of the time for it to work, so you're doing okay. I mean, hey, look, there's English people in OTL who's I can understand less than what you put, so yours is fine. We'll also have 3 laps then to serve that. He's actually, oh, there we go. There's another one. Oh, so that's a car. Oh, that's made me nervous. That was a car immediately behind and immediately in front of Joe. We've both just got drive-throughs. I reckon there are a good handful of cars on 2 or 3 warnings now, because both those drive-throughs, that was their 4th. I'm assuming it starts with another 3 again after you serve it. But I bet you, for all I'm worth, that there's a good. I reckon there's a good 5 or 6 cars already on their final warning, and another track cut will be a drive-through. Such an easy track to get that at as well. There are so many corners you can get that off-track at. I say it's so many corners. They're not that many, but they're very easy to do that. So Meadows is serving his now then. Walsh keeping going. Axon doing well, still in 6th. Joe in 12th, so they're both going nicely. Joe 43.3 last lap, so actually, yeah, quite quick compared to the cars around him. He's one of the quickest cars on track at the moment, actually. Mr. LaCour and his trusty steed, the Audi. Or as he likes me to say the entire name of the car properly, the Audi R8 LMS GT3 Evo. Oh wow, he's late. Deary dear. 17:50. That's 2 hours. That was nearly 2 hours ago, Loic. God, tell him to get a move on. Deary dear. So you can understand what I'm saying. Spoken English, fine. I hope. The absolute rubbish that comes out of my mouth. You seem to be able to understand it just about well enough. Oh dear, that's Mr. Lofts then in 5th, off onto the grass, so that will be a position for Acton, I believe. It is up to 5th, lovely stuff, good driving. It's a good luck charm. It's pretty much what happened to him when he did the race at Spa. Everyone just got out of his way, basically. Of course, driving really well, though. So up in 12th, there's drive-throughs for those cars that were close to him. Yeah, yeah, you're like, well, I shouldn't have been here, but I'm still here. Yeah, fair enough. That's dear. Have they told you why they're late, or they just not turned up? I wouldn't stand for that, Loic. Got to enforce standards. give them a slap, or just shoot them, or just when you start CSGO, just do a bit of team killing quickly at the start. So what shows last lap then? 43.2. Carl was in head. Pimlo, Neil Pimlo's done our OTL races as well. So he was, I think it's Jake Coombs' teammate. He is, yeah. So 16 seconds up the road, but it's about a good 7/10 slab at last lap. Very good, very interesting mix of pace throughout this grid. Me? What, were you talking about his accent, or were you going to... I've not spoken to him properly. Yeah, no, I haven't. Not like voice chat or anything, no. I've spoken to Joe, but he sounds a bit like me, basically. Yeah, that's alright, Loic. Yeah, I'm enjoying this, but I would quite like to play a bit of CSGO with my friend. Oh, so Dan's in the pit, so I reckon he's had a big off then. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, the hour and 20 of this feels a bit quicker than the hour and 20 of being humiliated at CSGO. How good are you? How good are you at that? I've never really played CSGO. I know Sharp used to play a huge amount of it. Used to play a massive amount of CSGO. I've never really been, you know, I'm quite new to the PC world of things. So did Loss's car get a bit of a smack? I imagine it might have. Coming to the pits, his last lap was it was a 2:45. That is a long lap. What happened to them? Let's have a quick look. It's gone board with. So they started next to us in 14th. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's horrendous. That has to be so much damage. I hope you're not. If you're here, Mav, apologies. You have to just see that happen to your team's car. So what is that car next to them? Who is that? Car number 47. So that is. Oh dear, that's Duarte in 19th. Oof. Kinda. Well, kinda, but I mean. No, that's different. I think it's quite a little bit different to yours, leg. This person isn't even quite full throttle, and it's gone on the grass, and has. I mean, what I don't know. I'm not sure if that other car can lift off. Maybe move a bit further across. I don't know. I'm not steward for this one, so I'm not going to even try. I'm not going to steward when I don't need to. Stop that. Yeah, so next week we are doing the 9 hours, and we're in the invitational tier, so we are going to get shown just how rubbish we are. Now we're in the invitational tier, which is awesome. It's very nice. So JVA's RCI 9 hours next weekend. Hopefully I'll do this as well. Waha! Finally, Loic. Lovely. Enjoy your CSGO. Good luck, man. But you tell him how angry you are that he wasn't there already. Catch you later, mate. All the best. Cheers for watching. So Dan's back out on circuit then. Hopefully have a good race from here still. Joe closing the gap to the car slightly further up. Right, you give me a second. I'm going to quickly go how I talk him twice on voice chat. I could understand him better the first day drunk than the second day sober. Yeah, oh, that is an accent, isn't it? It's a hell of an accent. Like, I'm sorry, you're going to have to talk slower. I can't understand what you're saying, Nathan. Bless. Right, 2 seconds. I am absolutely starving. I'm going to go and get my dinner that I pre-made earlier, and then I will be back up in a couple of minutes. So yeah, back with you shortly. Oh, you drunk and sober? Oh, fair enough. Oh, that's not good, is it? I'll quickly say that to Evening Rush or Hawaiian, whatever I want to call you. So we've got Joe LaCour and Kieran Sharp in the car that I'm currently on board with. They're currently in 11th. Which is great because they started in 13th. They got murdered at the start of the race, and then they were in like 33rd. So they pushed on all the way through, and they're doing superbly. And then the car in 5th at the moment is Matt Acton with Robert Lovelace. And doing fairly well. We do have Mr. Fish and which is Andrew Pike and Jonathan Atkinson in the tier below this. And unfortunately, not having the best of the race. They got crashed early on and disconnected within the first hour. Not what you want. That's a nightmare. So Atkinson trying to come up to the back marker that murdered, I think, Dan Loss earlier. So let's come in a bit nervous. That was that car number 47, I believe. Abe Duarte, yeah, that is, so just ahead of us. Oh, it's coming up right to the spot where he had this crash with Dan Ross a minute ago. So hopefully he's learned and is going to lift off a fair chunk earlier. Now that is, God's sake, Dwight. He actually went on the grass at exactly the same point. Deary me, that was more nervous than I needed to be. Platonically, of course. It is jagged, yeah, it is. This isn't OTL. This is not an OTL event. This is the RCI 3 Hours of Imola, and that's the watch along bit in the title. It's just me watching our OTL teams. That not commentating, just chilling basically, and seeing how they go. So yeah, not many names you'd have recognised from this. Right. Anyways, yes. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Just going to go and grab some munchies because I'm getting a bit hungry. So yeah, back in a sec. Sorry about that. Sorry. What a klutz theory there. No, you can't get the staff. Screw you, Leg. Screw you. I mean, you're right, but screw you nonetheless. Right. Hello, Rob. I know, man. The annoying thing is, the first crash, you had to go off, but you kind of avoided, and then the carnage happened. Just silly. Absolutely mad. At least we don't have the weather as the top tier. I don't know if you've seen what the top tier weather's like, Sharpie. It's like an ACR race at Kyle Army. It is they're basically swimming round. Oh, I thought you were talking about me, Rob. Oh, that's harsh. Pretty much. But, oh, it's such a weird crash. I'm assuming you've watched it back. But just always the cars behind just going through like there isn't anything happening in front of them. Oh, you've not watched it? Oh joy! Hang on. I'll join you in a sec if you want, Rob. I'm not going to join Joe or Sharpie because they'll be angry people. Too many swears. Right, let's go to the start then. Oh, damn it, I haven't got the... Oh, sod it. Hang on. Oh well, didn't get the start. Well, I did, but I forgot it didn't come in early enough to save the replay for the first hour. God damn it. Right, anyways. I have a very specific set of skills, okay? Yeah, man. I don't deal with the pressure. I'm also trying to eat because I'm absolutely starving. Yeah, I've got a very specific and very minimal set of skills that aren't applied well here at all. We're driving superbly. I mean, Joey's catching Jared Schiller at a rate of knots. And Schiller's previous lap was a 43.8, I believe. With Joe's similar pace. But he's been catching him up so quickly on the previous laps before that. Oh, saying that. AJ Jones just had a bit of an issue, just I didn't come up on my streaming tool 3 times as having had an accident, so he's had something happen. That's been going well though, just under 10 seconds back from Chris Sweeney back in 4th. Joe the Crouch, not very nice. Yeah, you have to watch the stream, but I watched it earlier, Joe. Rob, the other one, hello. I did watch it back about 10-15 minutes into the race. So about 2 hours 50, 2 hours 45. Left about there. So if you go back into stream later and see. Or if you click, you can go watch it now if you wanted, Rob. If you click on the OTL game picture under the stream, go to videos, you can watch the stream from the start up till now. So, yeah. And it's just silly because the first thing happened and they kind of, Sharpie's on the grass, so it's like, right, okay, that's annoying, but they're getting past it. And then one of the people that was going past had to get off onto the grass, puts his foot down on the grass, spins, comes straight back on circuit. That then speeds loads more cars off to the left and they hit Sharpie. It's just so avoidable, it was silly. Oh, it always is avoidable, though. I mean, they're always stupid ones, let's be honest. They're always stupid crashes that shouldn't happen. He's nothing to do. He's nothing to do with RWB. That's just his initials. No, it's not. No, it's RWB. Yeah, that's caused me problems before. Conan, especially when you're trying to type in, trying to search for him, and everyone else who's in RWB comes up instead. You know, his real name's Rob Lovelace, but yeah. RWB. There we go. I mean, he might also be an RWB. I mean, that could be a double thing. He might be RWB as well. But to the last of my knowledge, the answer should be no. So just past the halfway mark. Quite strong then, considering what happened earlier on. 5th and 11th. And Joey's closing in. A cracking rate of knots. Can we see the car up ahead? So that car is a back marker, so it would just be up the road from them. So let's have a look. Where is Schuller? So just coming through Tamburello then. And Joe coming down to it. Yeah, 6.7. So catching so quickly. So it was 7/10 quicker that last lap. Yeah, you're not the first person to ask. You'd be surprised. Evening, buddy. 5th and 11th at the moment. So Joe and Sharpie started in 12th, got murdered early on, and then have driven back through very nicely, up to 11th already. So just over halfway. And then Matt Acton and Rob Lovelace started, I think, 22nd, but because of the hell that happened early on. They have, they've pushed through, avoided all the carnage, and yeah, up into 5th and driving nicely. Could push further forward as well, I think. So I think we might have missed something going on there between those guys. So that was Dan Lofts going off, what you saw in the background, and the Schiller, yeah, now in behind. Whole heap of cars. So Schiller is there's Ferrari. They've just had to let through one of the lead cars. I think that is the lead car actually. That is first place. It is. So the lead is about to come through. Not great. The first half an hour they got murdered, and then Fish had a disconnect, which is pretty horrendous in an endurance race. It's pretty much the last thing you want. Oh, Conan, man, thank you very much, dude. That rage indeed. Yeah, thank you very much, Conan. 500 cheers. I'll let you explain that to the wife on the bank statement at the end of the month. Cheers, man. Yeah, right. I can imagine they were. I mean, Fish is streaming. I think. Well, he was last time I checked. Go and have a look. He might still be streaming. I'll certainly go back later and watch his stream. See what happened. How far is Acton then off the back of them? So this car not really catching Joe that quickly. Or saying that. Javid, who Joe was trying to catch, having a bit of a nightmare. So he's had a dreadful couple of laps. It was a good 7 or 8 seconds clear of us, and then yeah, it's all got a bit pear-shaped very quick. All of a sudden he's like 6 or 7 seconds back now. So Joe's now 10 seconds back from Pimlo. Pimlo did a 44.2 last lap, so Joe was a bit stubborn, but had a little bit of traffic to contend with. Okay, and that lead car isn't exactly murdering him for pace, as you can see. That lead car did a 44.1. He is, again, coming through traffic. I mean, all of them are now. Once you get this far into an endurance, everyone is in traffic. So it should be right. It should be a nice straight for Joe to sort of let him through. Whether he will, though. Yeah, it's fair enough. No, it wasn't that close. So have to be nice and patient. So they've got the run off out of the bus stop. Joe will move over. Sod having a fight with them. And we'll follow them down to the Ravazza. Final couple of corners. It's a great drive from Joe then. It's a sharply brilliant recovery drive, pushing on through the grid, doing a beautiful job. Joe picking up the baton and doing brilliantly as well. We should be able to go along with them now. I shouldn't worry too much about this pace. I mean, so if you can catch Pimlo is only 3 seconds behind Jones in 8th. So top 10 finish would be very impressive, considering what's happened to them at the start. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Absolutely superb driving. I mean, they're both quick. We've seen they're both fast. But so Axon and Lovelace doing superbly. Avoid that carnage. So Axon has a knack of being in a team that seems to be able to do that. Did that at Spa. And I know, Rob. Do you see what I mean? Though it wasn't the first phase, was it? No, we know what you meant. Don't worry. You mean top 10, considering what's happened to them, is a great result. I mean, 100%. They were 33rd or 31st. Or they were quite far back. I think there was 32 cars, so I think they were 20. No, they were 31st at one point. I think they were second to last. Go on, Fish JP. People will make mistakes. There are going to be several drive-throughs. I reckon in the next hour, 15 minutes, I reckon there'll be 4 or 5 cars. I mean, they're quick. It's annoying because they clearly have the pace to have finished much further forward. I don't know. Well, I mean, he's 10 seconds back from Pimlo. He's 1.5 seconds from Jones. Jones is, I don't know how much. The gaps aren't massive. There's only an hour and 15 left, but if you think, yes, it's 1.5. I mean, the gaps are pretty small. Like I said, if you think that it's the same for Fish and JP in the tier below this, the low silver. Yeah, if they had a disconnect and a early carnage, and if they'd been able to avoid that, it might have been okay. Oh, there we go. See what I mean? So Schuller then drive through. Car in 12th. So yeah, I mean, we're only just over halfway. Not even quite 2/3 of the way through this race. There must be other cars sitting on 2 or 3 already. I know, good, isn't it? I mean, it's not that hard to work. That isn't that much of a stretch of the imagination, though, is it, Rob? Round here. There are quite a few fields. They've unlapped them already. Are they on the lead lap already, Leg? That's unbelievable if so. If they've had a disconnect and cut and been crashed early on and they were in the pits and they're on the lead lap, that's astonishing. So it's difficult. They didn't quite know what tier they were, really. I think that's the right tier to go for, low silver. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I like this game with that. I think it's great. It doesn't ping you for track limits unless you really have definitely gained time, which I like. I'll sit a lap down. Okay, fair enough. I mean, they'll go strong. Still an hour and a bit left for them as well, I'm sure. Still like the driving 23rd in this race. You can see their name right at the bottom on the left. Space Money Pizzle. I don't think that's their real name. Just a hunch. Yeah, sat in the pits for 2 laps. Yeah, horrendous, isn't it? That's still pretty unbelievable. They could have done that themselves by the end. That'd be amazing. So Bullwinkle's catching Joe pretty quickly here. So I think they definitely had really good pace and have dropped back a bit. So I don't know how much Joe is going to maybe try and defend this. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what he does here, because Bullwinkle's clearly got the pace on him. So I believe he's... what team was he in? He is with Luke Rogers then. So that's the one Sharpie had a bit of a hoo-ha with earlier, I think. Well, briefly, very, very much earlier on. Yeah, I think he will... he shall not pass. No, I don't think it'll be that bad. I mean, it's for position. Depends how much quicker Bullwinkle's being. If he starts having to cost... If Joe costs himself loads of time holding him up, then he probably won't. But Bullwinkle's got to be careful. He's going to go... If he makes his own mistakes, it'll make it harder for him to get past anyway. You can see he's pushing so hard. Yeah, pretty much. We'll have to see what Bullwinkle does. It's also on Bullwinkle to drive nice and cleanly. So I'd be tempted to let him by if he gets really close to me, or he's just his pace is much, much better than me. Maybe. Depends if he's affecting my pace. Yeah, that's pretty amazing they've unlapped the field down to 1 lap in an hour. That's pretty amazing. Hate that corner on here. Really just got to aim it at the chicane, cross your fingers and hope at some point you get over the other side without being upside down. Driving nicely. Bullwinkle's still clearly got the ultimate pace over him, but... I mean, Bullwinkle was on a 42.5 the last lap. We saw Bullwinkle in our GT4 league and he was quick. He's doing well. That's what you're in races for though, you want a bit of... Yes. Yeah. It's a catchy riff either way. Yeah, that's dreadful. That's absolutely dreadful. So Joe's going to have to get that turned around. And frankly, Bullwinkle, yeah, rightly will flash him. Pretty poor. Yeah, how far ahead is Pimlo? I don't know. But yeah, that was avoidable. Just go board again then. Rattle through the cameras. Should always probably just hit the other arrow first. Let's have a look. I mean, that's a really bloody long. Yeah, that's poor. That's a long way back. I don't know if he's even. I mean, that looks like he's broke way... I don't know if he's broke way too late there, but like, when's Joe broken? Oh, yeah, he's broke a little bit later than Joe. And still, yeah, that's completely his fault, to be fair. Very, very much his fault, but it's cost him more than it's cost us. Probably, well, I mean, it's cost both of us badly. It's like 14 seconds up to Pimlo now, but that's what I mean. When people, when they start having problems like that, why you can't avoid it by going the other way where that car isn't going to steer? Not a clue. So Pimlo is all over the back of AJ Jones, I believe that is. There's probably quite a lot of that been going on in the race as well. Yeah, split second decision. I mean, it's a. I think considering how close they were, that was still quite a late breaking point, I think. But yeah, ideally, you want to get yourself in a position where if it goes a bit wrong, you can take evasive action the other way. Good luck, Rob. Oh, look at that. Bullwinkle's got a drive-through. Oh, dear. Trying to still commentate. Well, trying to talk whilst I'm eating. What, Space Money Pizzle? You'd imagine this. Yeah, you'd imagine that's a fake name. Space Money Pizzle. It's great, isn't it? I'm hoping it's not. Get the vicar saying that when he's baptised. I'm sorry, how do you say his name? So cool, that gets him clear of us. It's not a problem for us anymore. It's a shame. I see Bullwinkle driving in our GT4 League. It was pretty good. Money Pizzle. Hang on. I'm in the pits at the moment. Just pitted. Space Money Pizzle. There we go. It's great, isn't it? So yeah, Bullwinkle with that drive-through. Like I said, there's going to be several more. Got Space Money Pizzle. MONEYPIZZLE. Yeah, I don't know what that means either. Oh, there we are. Chris Sweeney just ahead of Acton's now got a drive-through. It's the cars. Don't tell putting so much pressure on them. Clearly, they just can't handle it. I'm joking, that isn't it? Definitely on meth. I do hope not. It's not good for you, man. Meth kills. Anyways, Bullwinkle in. Oh dear, what was going there? Something that disappeared over the fence as I switched to him. Space cake. Yeah. They're on something. So Sweeney in fourth then, so that will benefit Matt Acton. So they will pop up another position, just driving really, really consistently again. Okay, we might start seeing the last pit stop soon, and they will be able to run to the end if so. So the call up into 10th then, so they are in the top 10. So the Sweeney, how far will that drop them back? Oh, cameraman, flipping Nora, come on, it's not that hard. So yeah, Sweeney's about to come out of the pits. Joe Cole's still running down to the final couple of corners, so but that gap in between them is, you know, 7th, 8th and 9th. It's not that much. So how far is Joe from AJ? Let's have a look as he crosses the line. 9 seconds. Not far. Not far at all. Acton up into 4th. How far are they from 3rd? From another potential podium spot. They just missed a podium when we did the Spa race. 3 hours of Spa, with RCI. Oh, okay, 33 seconds. So that's quite a stretch. So just come around the final corner. Acton's only just gone through Acton and Arale coming up towards the bus stop. I can answer that, Jake. We did and you did. So Joe and Sharpie are down in 10th at the moment. I think you might have been the car that got murdered that then started the whole chain reaction. It wasn't too bad, and then people just don't react to the crash, and it's just... Oh, it's awful. It's just dreadful. If you want to watch it back from my perspective, you can click on my little avatar, go to videos, click on the OTL avatar, go to videos, and You can watch the stream from the beginning up till now. You can about 15 minutes into the race. I watched the replay. Bloody awful. They're at 4th and 10th at the moment, which considering so they can Acton and damn it, who's his teammate? Rob Lovelace, that's the one. Starting in 22nd, they're 4th. They very much took advantage of what happened earlier. Yeah, it was pants. And Jamin Sharpie started 13th, I think, next to Sousa and Loss, who unfortunately Loss has not had a good time. He's down in 22nd, poor thing. Oh, hello. Crozen looking past, I think he will get around him as well. That grunt up the hill in the Lexus, and that's all right though. Still top 5, still having a cracking drive so far. So the final pit's pretty shortly. But yeah, I mean, Sharpie and Joe, yeah, 10th now, and they were, I think, at the end of lap 1, they were 31st maybe. I did see Loss getting binned. I watched that on stream as well. Also dreadful, yeah. Poor, really, really poor. I don't know if the other car squeezed a bit too much, or again, I'm not stewarding this. Sod that. It's not our event. I'm not going to voluntarily start stewarding stuff in my own head. Oh, no chance. Oh, good luck, Jake. Good luck, dudes. Get that Italian Audi on the podium. Abso-flipping-lutely. So Crozen just ahead. He's got Timo Braun about 4.5 seconds back. I think this car's just come around the final corner. Oh, no, it's just a blue feather. I don't think that's swinging. That's a back marker just behind him. So Joe is now 9.9 seconds behind AJ Jones. God, I thought they disconnected then. Good lord, cameraman, don't do that. Oh, nice, Jake. That's good. Well, fair play, man. Yeah, I saw you. I did watch you a little bit when you were driving. Obviously not an OTL driver, but you know. Not here just to watch them. I think realistically, well, 12 just comes into the bits. I think realistically, I don't know. Top 8 would be, I mean, considering how bad their start was, that'd be amazing. Good luck, Jake. All the best, dude. Godspeed and all that. And I think, considering what happened, like you've been 32nd, if they can get top 8, that's pretty amazing. I mean, they're only 8.2 seconds back from AJ Jones. He's only a second back from Pimlo. He's only 3 seconds back from Sweeney. So if they're quick in that last portion of the race, they've got every chance. I wonder which one of them. I don't know if Sharpie will get back in the car for the last hour, or if Joe will continue. I'm not sure quite who had the better pace, to be honest. I think they're pretty even in the Audi. Back marker in front. Which one is it though? What number car is that? Oh, very well. Very nicely done. Let through up before the bus stop. Beautiful, lovely. I love when people do like nail stuff exactly how you would ideally like them to. It's very rare that happens. Very well done. Very nice. Pimlo in for his last pit stop then, as we come past. So we'll probably move back ahead of us once everyone else pits. That will be their final pit stop. They'll take it to the end as long as no hijinks happen between now and the end. So under the hour now, 59 minutes 42 seconds. So you see Acton dropping back a little bit from Crozen. Crozen driving really well. So they'll be pitting fairly shortly. Rob will be getting in the car for the final hour. Really great stint yet again from Matt. Really great stint. So all of them are doing really well. Again, there's no one, you know, obviously the odd error here or there, but other than that, it's been really good. And great pace. So somehow Lovelace and Acton seem to avoid all the drama yet again. Don't know how they do that. Well, Sharpie and Joe, those drama magnets. Just everyone else finds them somehow. I think if they qualified a bit further forward, they'd probably just about avoid it, but they're just further back enough that it hits that stuff just about causes, you know, just involves them. Even though they're not actually causing the crash or having the crash, it's everyone hitting them, everyone else hitting them. Here's Jesus. So Crozen's come in then. Last pit stop for them as well. Off start in the 17th. 15th and 16th already done. Scooms is in the car. That's, in case anyone's wondering, it's the sync in the chat. That is Jake Coombs. That is this man here. So Pimolo's teammate. See what he can do for the last hour of the race. Good luck to him. So catching up to that back marker again. That's the number 47 car, if I remember rightly. Abe Duarte. So we'll be hoping that car gets out of the way nice and shortly. Joe's giving him a flash, but that Porsche not really. I mean, don't move out of the way there. I mean, there's really, I was going to say. We'll come down to Aqua Minerale. So okay, you end up as a back marker putting yourself in tricky positions. Because now Joey's going to have to basically stop mid-corner, because if he takes it at a normal speed, he'd catch him way too fast. Now, easily that Porsche should move over to the right here and let him through. So that's why Joe's flashing. And he's just sat there on the racing line. Yeah. Really, really awful, because there's no reason he couldn't have moved over there. Oh well. Too angry, but yeah, it winds up when you get drivers doing stuff like that. It's like, just, it's easy. It's Abe Duarte, so unfortunately, again, without live stewarding, nothing would probably be done about it, and it costs us a whole heap of time. We're tempted to jump in the pits now and put Sharpie in it if this. I mean, really, I mean, the longest pit, one of the longest straights you can ask for, really. It should be very easy for that car to move over and let us through. And it just sat there. Like they don't even know there's something. Oh, look, there's a car. Deary me. And then hopefully doesn't kill us here like they did to Lofts. Thank you very much. Right, sod that. We can disappear off ahead now, hopefully. God, near that car too often. 200 G's to calm my nerves down. Thanks, Conan, man. Very kind. Cheers, as always. Joe's still only 5 seconds back from AJ Jones as well, though. He's not lost too much time to them, which is annoying, because that would have mean he probably would have been a good. I mean, he lost a good couple of seconds behind that car. I mean, his last lap was a 44.4, which is okay, but it looked pretty hampered to me. So leaders in the pit. A lot of cars still need to pit that top 10. All still have one more pit to do. So they're first place, making their last pit stop now. So they'll be cleared of all of their mandatory pits. Chumley, just behind us actually in 9th, has just chucked it into the pit lane. I mean, maybe, I don't know, they might be slightly quick for that tier, I don't know. So they weren't really sure. But obviously the way they do it, they ask people to work out their own tier, and it's like, well, on pace, Fish is like a second a lap slower than sometimes than Sharpie and Joe, but he's very, very consistent, so he finishes quite high up. But it's borderline whether they're this tier or that tier. I think they're probably right on the cusp. That's a bit annoying. Always, yeah, I mean, every tier has its hazardous drivers, unfortunately. The best thing they can do after the race is to make sure RCI are aware of any stupid incidents now and go, look, this car's an absolute cretin. Really got to be careful to let them in any future events, and then they might not. Obviously, if someone was doing that in one of our OTL events, they probably wouldn't be allowed to enter the next one. Or if it was a single driver that kept doing it, they wouldn't be allowed to drive. And it keeps going then. I feel like that name. Was he? Not this one. Was he? I don't remember the name. We've got like 1,800 people in our server, so it's not that easy to remember at this point. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I can't remember them. I vaguely remember. Yeah, but there's a lot of people. It's a shame, but what you hope is that if that's happening, then they're not going to let them in future races. They've got to try and do that, really. Shame, no. It's not very fair, is it? If you're getting wrecked by, especially the same person over and over again. Evening, Mark. Evening. I'll catch you later, Conan. Good to have you again. Really appreciate all the support, as always. Very, very kind of you, dude. Good to see you, though. I'll catch you later, mate. Yeah, evening, Mark. Yeah, at the moment, 3rd and 5th, although, I mean, they've both got a pit. I think Joe will drop back a bit. But still on for a top 10. So I still think we'll see a few more drive-throughs, though. The final, 50 minutes. Yeah, but other cars have been pitting, haven't they? So I think these guys are going to come in pretty shortly. But it depends how far you stretched your first two pit stops. Because you can take the car as far as you want, really, in this situation, until you really have to fuel it. Oh, absolutely, Mark. Yeah. It's just a bit silly. It's just a shame. It's just when it's avoidable. It's like, oh, for God, you know, it's like, why? It's so often he's in 5th at the moment. It's so often not a car crashing into you. It's normally it's people not reacting to the crash, and then the pile-on that happens afterwards. It's like, oh, why can't? They've got a pedal. The one next to that, you've got the quick pedal. You've got a go faster pedal, and the one next to it, which is a slow down pedal, and no one uses it. I could use that pedal, but that's not fun. The fun's on the right. That pedal on that side is the one I want to press. And yeah, they don't slow down, or they're on the grass and they floor it. Well, that just happens. That just causes one thing, and that's a spinning car. So yeah. So in summary, bummer. But also, so the third and fourth at the moment, I mean, they'll drop back when they pit, but I mean, still in on for a top 5 and a top 10 maybe. I don't quite know how far forward Sharp and Leclerc can push. I think they're pitting at the very last moment. They're wringing as much out of this car as they can. Hopefully, no drive-throughs for them, because I still think others will get one. I still think others will get one. There will be a few teams that have got through without any penalties, but I think there must be a few, at least a few, sitting there with a good 2 or 3 track warnings already. Yeah, I mean, it makes it interesting, doesn't it? Like, it's different weather, but How's fishing JP doing? Does he come in now? He does. 40 words. So, great stint, Joe. Absolutely wonderful stint. Gets it stopped in front of before the pit lane, which is the important thing, because Lord don't get a penalty for that. I think Acton will probably come in this time round as well. Absolutely wonderful drive by both of them. So they've all driven superbly so far. Sign are doing very well. Just pitched from the lead. Obviously, they are going to lead back. Oh, Acton stays out. Fair enough. Rob disappeared about 15, 20 minutes ago, expecting to get back in the car. Matt's like, "You're not having it. I'm enjoying myself. Go away." I want to get in the car. Can't make me. So they're exiting the pits now. Come out into a solid position there. Maybe a bit nervous there. Car coming across. So we're back out on track, I think, in 9th. I can never quite trust that graphic. So Jake there. No, so Jake's just ahead of us. So Joe is... Oh, no, sorry, not Joe. It's Sharpie back in the car for the final hour then. Go on, Sharpie, sunshine. Go on, make their day. Oh, that's mega. Yeah, to be honest, in that case, they probably could have done this here. Because most drivers, even now, they're doing high 43s, low 44s, mid 44s. The cars further back are doing 43s, 44s, but they're more inconsistent. So if they can do that sort of tight pace continuously, I think maybe they'll probably be this sort of tier next time round. Good to see though, it's his first... what's it called? Endurance event, there we go. It's his first endurance event outside of OTL, so... He's only done the Silverstone and Monza races we've done. Did he do Silverstone? He didn't, did he? It's just done Monza. Yes, this is only his second endurance event ever. His first one outside of OTL. OTL hosted. So who is that just behind him on circuit then? What card number is that? That's not what I wanted. That's better. 252, I think. Fighty either way. Oh, another drive through for Bullwinkle, poor thing. Oh, it's car number one. What the hell? Okay, that hit well. It's car number 1 then. So that is Kraus down in 22nd. Kevin Kraus. Clearly going okay, but yeah, a fair few positions further back, so hopefully it won't cause us too many problems. It's the Bullwinkle's team. That's the 2 sets of drive-throughs, and no wonder they're fast. They've been using all of the runoff and some. So done it twice, unfortunately for them. Acton in the pit then. Watson is in the pits, finally. Loveless leaving the pit. Go on, Rob. Good luck, dude. So they've driven superbly tonight. Absolutely superbly. So that car just dropping behind them a bit, which is good. Fair play. Didn't muck around too much. Got close, but never went for something silly. It got a bit competitive at one point, which was a bit risky. Yeah, but all of them are driven unbelievably so far. They've just driven really unbelievable, superb stints. I mean, they're all pretty quick, but they're sort of well suited to endurance events. They're solid, dependable, consistent drivers. Just a bit more luck. If Joe and Sharpie start getting luck, they'll be fine. But they will be up the front. If they had been able to avoid issues at the start, they'd probably be they'd be top 2 at the moment, I think, top 3. Oh, AJ Jones, drive-through as well. Like I said, I'm sure there are people running around on 3 and 4. Not 4, that is a drive-through. On 3 warnings. To be fair, their stints are a little bit out of kilter after their first hour or so. Their timings are going to be a bit wonky. Only 4.3 seconds back from Coombs then. Fish pitted on 2 hours. Okay. With an hour left, or did you mean half with, yeah. So Kim's just taking the bus stop then. Whatever else it's called. So they've got 4.2 seconds up to Coombs, and then Schuller, who is in 7th, hasn't pitted yet. He's just coming past the pit straight, so I'll definitely get a place off him when he pits. Oh, I wish, winner. I wish, Mark. Not this race, yeah, obviously, but they would have had a chance. They would have had a chance, for sure. Fair play if the car lasts that long, I suppose, Leg, isn't it? I suppose at least you can do that. Secretly, slightly selfishly hoping for a drive-through for one of the drivers in front of our cars, but, you know, I am biased in this situation, of course. I'm not here commentating, I'm here rooting for our teams. 41 and a bit minutes to go then. And fair play to Fish and the JP, they've really pushed on, done what best they can. Well, Leg, I just saw your chat, you said someone to punt him off, that's naughty. I see those comments. Yeah, what mega drive from them guys though. Still in the pit, that's going to drop them back a bit, obviously. So if you're very much not wanting getting out of this car though. He's having a blimmin' lovely time. So 4.7, still closing the gap just bit by bit. Loveless up in 5th. Just under 10 seconds between them and Crowson up ahead, but Alexis is pretty quick. They look quite strong, to be fair to them. So just under 40 minutes then. Should have still in the pit, so there's Duarte. A few jumping pings as well. It's never good to see. I haven't noticed anyone lag on screen at the moment, but fingers crossed that's how it stays. How is Sharpie doing then? 4.7. So that gap roughly the same. I mean, Coombs is no mug as we know. was in the chat earlier. Does our league as well. OTL GT3 League on a Thursday. Yeah, 4.5. So he's going to have a push. Jake's going to have to push as well. He's got 8 seconds to the car ahead. Well, I say that 8 seconds to the car ahead. There's another 20 up to Braun, so it's going to be a fair chunk. So I think best our car can hope for is probably 8th, which is still top 10 would be pretty impressive, considering what happened to them at the start. Just part of the race now. We're just going to see it unwind at the end, see what happens. See whether people make mistakes. You've got Schiller pitting now. Obviously, so Sharp up into 8th, but 3.9. That gap. So Coombs maybe made a little bit of a mistake. Not the best previous lap. It was nearly a second slower than Sharpie. Oh, that's a back marker. Oh dear, that was twitchy. Sharpie gets past nicely. Thank the Lord for that one. Still closing in 3.6 at the end of the previous timing sector. But what's it down to now? Still roughly the same, 3.7. It's gone board with Coombs. Chumley's only 4.6 back from Sharpie as well, so it's kind of close. So Coombs there just coming through Tamburello. Sharpie doing it as well. Chumley just coming into there as well. Oh, that looks fun behind him. Oh, that was another fight. That was a load of back markers. Damn it, that was something I wanted to watch. I'm just randomly clicking on cars, hoping one of them was that three-way battle. No, it's not going to happen. Never mind. I tried. Wanted to see if there was a three-way fight there. It could have been interesting. Loveless. 9.2 seconds back from Rinzer Crozen. So brother's team, I believe that is. Let's have a quick look. Timetable. Yeah. So there's two Crozens. Seen them racing in a few other leagues here and there. Decent drivers, as you can tell. Currently up in 4th. The blue flags for the car in front. They are catching down on Crozen. 8.8 the last lap. Ferrari not really wanting to get out of the way, which is a bit of a pain in the bottom. What car number is that car in front? Can't see it from that camera angle. I was hoping. (31). Ah, right. Okay, so that is. Oh, that's Jared Schiller then. Up down in 15th now then. Some car had I think they had a drive through as well. They pitted very late. Either way. So there we are. Car in 15th. So when they get close enough, hopefully we'll be let through. I mean, not too far at the moment. Not right up his bumper, but they're pretty close now though. So you would hope that shortly, so maybe the run up to the bus stop, they will be let past. Then move over to the right, let Lovelace through. Good driving, fair play. Yeah, fair play, Schiller. Well done. Nicely done that. Always respect and appreciate that kind of driving, because not everyone does that. Not everyone seems to be able to do that. Yes, and there's Mercedes everywhere. To be honest, there'd probably be more of them up there as well. I think of the top 11, I think 7 were Mercs. It's because of the that car will be bopped in the next when they go around bopping them next time. You know, balancing the performance out. I'm fairly certain that Merc will be brought back to earth just a little bit. It's a bit too over, especially here at Imola. It is a little bit too good. It can basically hop over the curbs like they're not there, especially at the bus stop. It's effectively like a no curb bit of straight road for it. It gains so much time. But our guys, being the rebels they are, Lambo and an Audi. Actually, the 9-hour we're doing next week, I believe RCI are using this as a bit of a test for that. They're going to, I think they're going to introduce a manual bop to that. Oh, it's on the 20th. Oh, I did say, is it next week? And I was like, surely it can't be that one. Yes, it's the week after. Good. Oh, good. Okay, fair enough. So the 9 hours in 2 weeks' time. I didn't think that was a bit weird to do it back to back. So that'll be fun. So that's going to be interesting as well. I'm assuming we'll probably be on the main stream too. So hopefully they'll let me spectate that, but we'll see. Sharpie really catching up to Jake. Only 3.9 seconds back now. So Jake, that Ferrari just going through that corner, just up ahead. So that's the car we're looking out for. So his last lap was a 42.5 though. He's looking pretty quick. Sharpie was a 42.9. So those two. Two of the, I think, fastest drivers on track. Also Lovelace a 42.5 last lap. Very, very good. So just over half an hour to go then. So Sharp perhaps going a little bit. I think stuck behind a back marker again as well. That Merc in front of him. That's Wolfgang and Meyer just in front, Bavarian Racing. It's a fetching looking car. Hopefully we'll make it nice and easy for us to get past when we need to, if we get close enough. The blue flags are waving. Not moving over just yet. They've seen us now though. Not going to move over. Fair play. Once Joe got a little bit closer, they moved over. Can't really argue with that too much. I don't think Joe was being hampered that badly. The car was a decent distance ahead of him. As soon as Joe got kind of close, yeah, they moved across. Good stuff. Well done, Wolfgang. Cheers for that. Much appreciated. Not that I'll ever see this, but still. Good solid driving that. Keeping an eye on Lovelace as well. 5.7 back from Crozen. We've got a 6-second gap back to Timo Braun as well. So a little bit of comfort, bit of space to push. Oh, Dan lost of a drive through. Poor fella. It's not gone his way this race. Not gone his way at all. So 3 laps down the lead now, that's a bummer. So the driving well got wrecked out of 4th. Sorry, I just catching up with the chat. Yeah, so yeah, 20, you can get 20 on console, and also the graphics are toned down unbelievably far. Need a fairly decent PC to run this. But if you can do it, yeah. If you can afford to at the moment, then go for it. 100%. Only 2.7 seconds to Jake Coombs then. They're caught him quite a lot. Next car up the road then is Jake. So that's a fight for 7th spot. Rob Lovelace also has caught Rinter Cruisen a huge amount. So they're only 1.1 off the back of Cruisen. So you should be able to see Lovelace come around not far. Yeah, that you can see that was not a good corner from Cruisen at all. So there's a couple of positions to be gained here, I think. And yeah, if you can go to PC, especially if you want to get something like ACC, it takes a fair bit of practice, but it's worth it. It's great fun. Then yeah, do it. Just make sure you can get a half decent one. So if you're in the OTL server, I believe you are, then yeah. It's all over the back of him now. Cruisen's struggling. Yeah, Cruisen is definitely struggling. I wonder if they've double stinted tyres and maybe we haven't. I'm not sure, but either way, they are having a hard time with this. So if you want to, yeah, what I was going to say, if you want to ask in like the rig chat in our server, then do definitely ask, and people will be able to help. But make sure they can, especially if you want to play something like ACC, to make sure you can use it. Oh, it goes off there, yeah, Cruisen, just making too many mistakes. Making too many mistakes. And fair play, there you go. So up into 5th. So somehow pushing that car further forward, even still with the last half an hour now. So not 5th, 4th, yeah, there. Good old AC timing line where it doesn't update until they go through the next sector. Evening batch, just about made the end. Lovely stuff. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Batchy boy. Another OTL OG, yeah? OG standing for old git, clearly. Sorry. That was unnecessary, batch. I love you, really. I apologise profusely. Not saying I'm not right, but I mean, yeah, it's harsh. Good to see you, dude. How you doing, man? Love that your name on my screen is blue as well as your little hotel badge next to it. Ah, fair enough, mate. I think it is the future. I just get sick of it. Need to check. Yeah, do it if you can. Your options are so much more varied, and also prices of games are quite good on PC. So you get a plethora of sims to play, and they aren't very expensive to buy. I think ACC is a lot of the time you can get for like 15-20 quid off CD keys or something like that. CD keys being completely fine if you haven't used it before. How sharp are you doing? Still 2.5 seconds back from Jake. You can see Jake just coming up. Oh, fair play. Is that car going to rejoin? It is. Of course it is. He's like, oh, maybe he's out in the past. No, he's not. I shouldn't get my hopes out. So it shows what great pace these both teams have got in endurance races. Qualified 13th and 22nd, and they're, even despite the hell that they all had. Sorry, despite the hell that Sharpie had at the start, they're still running 4th and 8th. So Cruisen is having a nightmare. He's dropped back a really chunky margin now, but 8 seconds back from Lovelace. So no, unfortunately they've not. Yeah, I follow OTLs at quite enough. Oh great! Oh well, sweet. Yeah. Since the league has ended, yeah, there's been a few bits and bobs going on. Xbox, it's been really lively, isn't it? I remember speaking to you the day after or the day before that. But no, our lads in the other tier haven't stayed out in trouble, and Loveless and Acton have, I think, just about. Sharpie and Joe not so much, which is why their 8th place at the moment is unbelievably good. Fish got disconnected in, they're in the tier below this. Fish got disconnected and I think had been crashed into a few times, which is always fun. I mean, Xbox has got a little while to go, but yeah, the options are just nothing like you get on PC. I said, if you want help building like what to get, if you don't know about that kind of stuff, pop up in the rig chat and say you asked you mentioned it in stream and you asked and I pointed you there, and yeah, see what you can maybe get help with if you need it, of course. So I got mine from PC Specialist, very happy with it. They've got good places, a fair few places in the UK. You've got Novatech, you've got Cyberpower. God, that's a lot of curve from Sharpie. Don't think that's quite how he wanted to take that. So 23 minutes to go then. Still 2.6 seconds to Jake Coombs. I think that will be the furthest forward they can go. Yeah, Cruising's having a nightmare, poor thing. So, they've actually pitted, so... Oh dear, so that's interesting. So they didn't need to pit, so there must be damage on that car. Yeah, I can't see anything, but... No, it doesn't look damaged. I don't know. There's something going on there. Maybe having some tech issues. That's a shame. Yeah, but more we can help, the better, Mark. That's all yeah. Help you on your journey if you do want to go towards PC. So how much you got? I don't know how much you'd want to spend, but yeah, you might want to spend a decent amount to get just a solid PC that lasts you a couple of years until you have to think about any updates and whatnot. I mean, I still love console. I still love it, but yeah, you get the options you get are so much more varied. But I've still got my Xbox. Truth be told, the games I play on it, I also play on PC. But because they're free on PC now. So I don't know beyond that. I don't know if I'd have an Xbox if I wasn't streaming. But yeah, I'm still a big Xbox fan. So how much between Loveless and Brabner? I'm going to assume it's a pretty chunky gap. Let's have a look where Brabner is. Oh, that's a very long way away, isn't it? That's quite a long way. Yes, that's quite a distance. I don't think they'll be catching them in 21 minutes. Team abroad, no, not far behind him, so they're going to have a fight on for this top 5. Sharp within 3 seconds of Coombs again. Coombs just exiting without a set, and then Sharpie, there he is in the background, so not far back at all. Just about seeing the speck in the distance. .42.792 for the last lap for Coombs. 42.666, the devil's work from Sharpie. So another tenth and a bit taken out. So they're very similar lap times from both of them. It's unlikely. They could make a mistake. I still think there might be a drive-through or two in the last 10-15 minutes where people just crumble and make that mistake right at the end, where they may be a little bit fatigued. Not a very long race, of course, but you're just more likely to make mistakes at the end than you are at the start of a stint. Oh, there we go. Drive through for number 908 in 20th. So yeah, as I said. Surprised there haven't been a few more, to be honest. I still think there's a few cars really having to be careful. Good exit there from Sharpie, from Aqua Minerale. Nice couple of corners there. Yeah, not far back, are they? 2.8 seconds. That gap's still saying very similar. Not really moving up or down much. But Sharpie's pushing. Got about a 10-second margin to Chumley behind them. Samuel Chumley, the 2S Endurance team. Another still doing a good job of holding Braun back. Still 1.2 seconds. Gap's staying fairly static at the moment. Oh, hello. Not quite sure who that was, but they are okay now, hopefully. So back marker to come past then. Number 908, so that is Al Guerreri, so that is the team that have just come out of the pits then from a drive-through. Oh, they've let them go, fair play. I mean, they didn't move offline, which is a bit annoying, but they flashed, so Sharpie knew. So they started slowing down and flash. So not the worst. I think Sharpie don't mind too much with that. At least there was some decisive action, and he's still not far back from Coombs. It's still only a couple of seconds now at most. And closing in the pits again, so yeah, not sure what's going on with them. It's a massive shame. They've done really well, unless they haven't come back out. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. They were driving really well, and that's towards the end, it's not gone to plan at all. Flash. Doing well here, Loveless. 2 seconds now, so he's actually putting the gap a bit more to Braun. Sharpie getting a bit closer to Jake Coombs, so that dot's getting a bit bigger. So last push then, last 17.5 minutes. Great circuit to drive as well. I mean, like Lega was saying earlier, especially to you, Mark, if you're still here, yeah, I mean, even I've worked out some nice controller settings now, so I can jump into some public lobbies and enjoy myself, and it is great fun. Well, it's getting close, isn't it? Coombs is dropping back a little bit. He's just dropping back a little bit. Even last lap, Sharpie was a couple of tenths quicker, so the gap isn't coming down by massive margins, a couple of tenths a lap, but soon it's going to be getting a little bit. I mean, Coombs is going to start feeling the heat of that car behind him. A little bit wide there, so it might be a track cut. Hopefully not. Hopefully they've still got a couple in the bank for the last 15 minutes or so. Yes, down to a second now then. Still on for hopefully the top 4. Braun's still pushing quite hard behind him. 1.5 seconds, so the gap's come down a couple of tenths again. Coombs and Sharp still going at it. 15 minutes to go. Here Coombs is pushing hard. It's the sort of track you can make mistakes at, both us or them. Sharp is pushing, you can see now. Get that down the gears nice and quickly. So they want a top 6 here. We've got 4th and 6th would be amazing. It's going to be a hard push. So 11 seconds clear of Chumley, just coming down into Ravazza. So 1.2 second that gap. Still hovering around that same sort of margin it has done for a couple of laps now. So I'll be still gaining a couple of cents a lap at the moment, but it's going to get to that point soon where he'll either have to get closer or Jake's going to have to push on. A little bit wide there, just scrub the speed off, get out a nice exit, so it might cost him a little bit of time. So both of them have been doing that a little bit the last few laps. Easily done around here, easy to make those mistakes. Drive through for Crab in 15th and Kraus having to pit as well in 18th, car number 1. They'll just come out of the pits. A bit of gravel being kicked up there. Only a 10th then, lost on that lap. 12 minutes to go, getting nice and close. Lovelace pulling out a gap as well to Timo Braun. Gap now 2.3 seconds. So the gap between Lovelace and the car in front is massive, but so it's just about trying to keep Braun behind. Keep an eye on them. We'll go back on the board with Sharpie though. Still just pushing and pushing. Just can't quite close that gap up to Jake at the moment. Still got 11 minutes to go. Especially if he wants to time it. They're probably not. They're not going to catch the car up ahead of them. Timo Braun and then Lovelace. They're actually the next battle up the road. 16 seconds. That's impressive. You think about all the stuff that's gone on. The fact these guys are only 16 seconds back from that Lovelace and Braun fight for 5th. So I'm not sure what the gap is between Brabham and Lovelace, but it was a good half a lap or more, maybe a bit more than that. So Coombs pushing well here, 1.7, so he's brought the gap out a little bit. They're both pushing really hard. They are driving, I think they're the quickest drivers on circuit at the moment. They were, yeah, last lap. 42.6 for Jake and 42.9 for us. And they're two of the, yeah, I mean the 42.6 was the fastest lap. 42.4 from Jake on that lap, 42.8. That's a great lap from Jake. Give him props for that. That wasn't Sharpie losing time, that was Jake gaining it. 42.4 that last lap is one of the fastest lap. Well, it was the fastest lap on that previous lap by anybody on circuit, I think. So then 9 minutes to go, 1.8 seconds, that gap still roughly the same. I mean, yeah, Jake's driving, he's really pushing hard now. 42.4 that last lap. What's this lap? 42.8. 42.5 from Sharpie. Great lap there. Brought in another couple of tenths. Bring that gap down. So Loveless still keeping Braun back. Nearly 3 seconds now. So he's really solid driving up there. Oh, that's a bit of a cluster of cars. It's not what you want. Well, that's very heavily traffic, isn't it? Very heavy traffic for the end of the race. Fish up to P24. Wow, that's amazing. That's because we're 2 laps down. That's an amazing drive. So even in an endurance, you can take happiness from the achievement of really. I mean, that's superb from those two. To be 2 laps down, push up to the rest of the pack, unlap yourself twice, and then make positions up. That's so good, so good. Out of 30 still, yeah. I mean, look, with that, what happened on just getting to the end, you know, they didn't quit. Fair play. Some of these cars look like they're trying to get out of the way. Fair enough. 3 seconds now back to Braun. So yeah, you can see Braun at the back of that pack. Lover's getting through there nicely. Well done to that Ferrari. Nicely done. So Sharpie just sitting here hoping that Jake makes a little mistake here or there. Just close a gap, just so we can get close enough to maybe think of something. Maybe think of having a look. I mean, to be honest, we had another half an hour. I think these guys would have had a hell of a chance of catching Braun and Loveless. They're not going to have been that far off by the end. I mean, these guys are about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds a lap quicker than the drivers in front. And Timo, Rob, I mean, they're doing sort of 43s. Timo did a 44.3 last lap. These two are doing 42.6s and 42.7s. Obviously, Jake and Sharpie are driving so fast. And this is Sharpie in a car that he's not that comfortable in. He's more, you know, placating Joe, because Joe does love an Audi. So just under 7 minutes to go then. We're on the death knells of the race. And these two still going at it. But Loveless should be safe now. Can keep it nice and solid on the road. 3.5 seconds his lead back to Timo Braun. And then Sharpie still about 1.5, 1.6 seconds, although that looks about as close as they've been. Yeah, 0.8 seconds, or Jake's made a mistake then. Sharpie's driving well. That gap has closed down quite considerably, I think. Yeah, it's been a second. That's easily the closest they've been all race. But still, it's got to try and close up a bit more than that to try and do anything with it. So these guys, like 12.6 seconds, Jake to Timo Braun in 5th. Be interested to see what that ends up at the end of the race. Sharpie's got nearly a 30-second gap behind him as well, so he could push. If Sharpie wanted to take some risks, not with track limits, because that'd be a drive-through and that would be a hell of annoying. That would drop you positions. But he can try. He can try and go hard here, and you've got like under a second between him and the car in front. There's a much bigger gap behind him, nearly like 30 seconds. So has that margin to not have to worry too much about if he makes a little mistake, like a little spin here or there at certain places. Or Jake's pushing. Yeah, it goes onto the gravel there. That's going to cost him loads of time. So it's going to get interesting now. Well, Jake looks like he's struggling. I wonder if his tyres have gone slightly. I think Jake's going to start getting defensive pretty shortly. So this has now become a fight then. So Jake, obviously, as I said, in our GT3 league on Thursdays at OTL. Very solid driver. He's going to have to do a good job now. These two can battle it out for the last 5 minutes. So Jake's just made a couple of mistakes. He's pushing quite hard, and these curbs I think are biting him slightly. He's just getting a little wobble here and there when he doesn't want them. Yeah, Sharpie getting on the loud pedal as early as possible there, flying that thing up through Akron Minerali. And then up into Variante Alta. I'll call it the bus stop, just easier, or the chicane. Coming down to Ravazza again. Getting nice and close. So Sharpie will be starting to push those braking points just a little bit later. See if we can push a bit harder, brake harder, and try and do as well as he can at the end. So it looks like Fish and JP are done then. Looks like they finished 24th. Fair play to those guys, considering what they've had happen to them during the race. That's a belting effort. Well done. So yeah, Sharpie just wants to keep Jake honest at this point and hopes that maybe he will make a mistake. Jake will, obviously. He wants to hope that he'll just force an error. We have seen Jake go wide into the gravel a couple of times. I'm sure Sharpie's doing that here and there as well, though. They're both pushing. Got to start going a little bit wary. There are only a couple more laps left, and they won't want to push too hard. Was very wide from Jake. That might be a track cut warning. Hopefully for them they'll have one spare, but he's going to have to be careful now. Very nicely done for Akram Minerali there from Sharpie, really pushing that car nicely now. And they're going to come up to a back marker as well. Yeah, so they're closing that gap to Timo Braun up the road with that fight, and Loveless is 5 seconds up the road. Yeah, they're not that far off considering. It's a shame what happened at the start, because they'd have I think they would have been in with a great chance, but oh well, that is what happens, isn't it? There's not much you can do about that. So last couple of laps then, what can they do? So Rob should be on for a safe 4th now. So superb driving from him and Acton, absolutely superb. So Sharpie and Joe as well, fighting their way through after such a disastrous first lap. Not really too much to their own fault either. So they're going to get that back marker in front. So that's going to potentially be a bit of a pain in the backside unless that car gets out of the way very nice and early. Here is it, let's see the number. Nope, can't see it, and fair play got out of the way. I was hoping that would happen. Lovely, right. It's a bit annoying when you've got the car so close. Obviously, it's a car number. You can't see it on. You don't know which car it is, so you have to go to the track map, and you still can't see what car it is. Right, so 1 minute 20 left on the timer. So it's half a second now. So this is a out-and-out fight for that 6th place. Someone had a bit of a nightmare there at Akram Minerali earlier in the race at some point. Advertising hoardings absolutely everywhere. Straddles those sausage goes very nicely. A little bit of a wiggle there from Coombs in front. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's any people getting drive-throughs for pushing hard at the end, especially if they're in a fight. There we go, leader crosses the line to start his final lap. And the final lap for these guys as well. They're a couple of laps down, a lap or two down I think on the front runners. So last time round then, more than 100 laps. So 102 laps, so the lap behind the leaders. He's going to have a look at making a move. Jake's going to have to go to defensive, so this is the first time now all race he's had to genuinely alter his driving line. Oh, and he's cost himself there. Shopper going to look around the outside, not going to be able to quite make it stick. Shows his nose, isn't going to go for a move there, break nice and early. Try and spook Jake into overdriving the corner, but Jake does it nicely. We'll go on board with Loveless as well towards the end. It depends how close these guys are. I want to stay on board with this fight. So really well driven by both of them. They've got a car up the road as well. Another back marker. Hopefully stays out of the way or just keeps far enough ahead. Let's not get involved with these two. So both pushing hard. So they've been driving some superb times. So Sharpie was a 42.7 on the last lap. So even right at the end they've been driving superbly. And they're still pushing. Jake has to be pushing, otherwise Sharpie will get past and Sharpie needs to push, otherwise he's got no chance of getting the overtake done. Jake not going defensive, I think he knows what Sharpie's like. He knows Sharpie's not going to go for a mad lunge. Sharpie knows he needs to try and take that chicane quite aggressively, that's why he hit that first curb so hard I think. It shouldn't really then change here. I think Loveless, let's see. So Loveless comes over the line. Well done, Loveless. Superb drive. Yourself and Axon. Top 4. Well done. Great drive. Absolutely well done. Brilliant, brilliant drive there. And nearly got Jake. Nearly got Jake. Superb drive from both of them. Those two were pushing hell for leather for that last how long? Sort of 15, 20 minutes? I can switch. They weren't getting past coming down to Ravat, so don't you panic. Great drive from both of those. They were doing some unbelievable laps for that last 20, 30 minutes. They were the quickest cars on track, pretty much. Which is great considering they were doing that and fighting. And still getting past the odd back marker. They were still doing low 43s, high 42s. They both did 43.6 and 43.3 on that last lap. So yeah, great driving from both of them. Well done. And there's Loveless. Not really turning on Jake. That's fine. The race is done now. So actually you see all three of these in our GT3 league. Actually, Jake, as I said, Rob, and Sharpie. Fair play to them. Really, really superb driving. So considering what happened to our one of our teams at the start, up to 7th, that is a great, great drive from Sharpie and Joe. Absolutely superb. I should be very, very chuffed with that. And Loveless and Acton, yeah, top 4. Absolutely stellar stuff. So qualified 22nd. Made the most at the start of people's misdemeanors. Drove past it. Somehow got through all the hustle and the bustle. And yeah, from that point on, drove a pretty much impeccable race. And yeah, fair play. Did anyone actually not talk during that whole race? That'd be amazing if so. I'm not sure. I don't believe it. I do not believe that. Oh, hello. There's a there's a car off in the wall. I mean, donuts straight into the wall. So yes, well done all of those guys. So I'm sure Jake will be back in the chat once it's done then. But no, great, great drive. So 4th and 7th, we'll be pretty happy with that. Matt Kick's not so happy at the bottom right. There was some pretty poor driving. We saw a fair bit of it early on and in the first couple of hours. Unfortunately, not all drivers know how to handle certain situations. Oh, too wide into the pit lane. All one Loveless just beats him to the line. Lovely. Drives through him. Lovely. A little bit of ghosting just to confuse Rob because he's in VR. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is indeed. Dorian, I agree. There is no avoiding a T1 train wreck. But yeah, there was some really poor driving by a few cars. Rob's is like, I'm sorry, I haven't crashed all race. I'm going to crash it now. Cheers, Cole. Good to see you as well. Hope you enjoyed whatever you got to watch. Hope you're doing well as well, sir. Always good to see your name. But hope you're all well, man. And yeah, what great driving though. Superb. So 7th. So I think one of the teams has already left. So that would be. Oh, it would be. Is that Loveless? Or did he get? Let's hope he didn't. Hang on. Let's get to race damage. Just making sure he didn't get DQ'd for driving the wrong way in the pits or something stupid like that. So yes, 4th and 7th. Well done, lads. Superb driving, fully deserved. Well done. Okay, Sharpie in the bottom. Heart was pounding for an hour. Good race, Sharpie. Yeah, good race, Schemes. I'll get you another time. Yeah, great. Really enjoyed that. Now, that was good for stream. I enjoyed that, Jake. I mean, I'd have enjoyed it more if we'd got past you little git. But hey ho, you defended. So no, you were good. There was nothing wrong with that. Oh, Cruisen got a total brake failure. Oh wow. So they had the yeah, they were on the wrong brake pads. I wondered why it struggled so bad. Oh, that's a shame. No, that's all good. I've got no problem with people lurking. All right, I don't have to chat. If you've enjoyed the racing, then that's fine by me. Just I'm glad to see you tuning in, man. As I said, as long as you're well and happy, that's all I want. So yeah, good to see you, dude. Yeah, I can park the bus like no one else. You didn't have to really quite. You drove really well. You and Sharpie were driving some unbelievably good paced laps. Like quickest in the field. There was like maybe 2 cars quicker than you in the entire grid. You drove, but while you were both like just before you made a couple of errors and Sharpie caught you. So good, like so good. And but fair play, you were able to keep them behind. So they'll be pretty happy with that considering what happened earlier. Same with yourself. I think both teams would have been further forward had. Yeah, oh, you were catching. Yeah, you guys were catching Braun and Loveless. Well, so obviously we were 4th as well. We got 4th and 7th. I mean, yeah, look, you're only 8.6 seconds off of Braun in the end. So yeah, you and Sharpie, give that another, I don't know, 10 laps? Give that another half an hour, I think you catch Braun, and possibly got up to Rob as well. Those front three were quite far ahead, just to, keeping their noses clean at the start. But yeah, that was good stuff. Great drive from everybody. Well done, fully deserved. 50 minutes. Yeah, it wouldn't have been long. Depends if they'd have got any slower as well. Braun was struggling by the end, and yeah, you two were absolutely flying. So yes, 2 weeks from now we will be doing the 9 hour of Imola again. It's the same as today, but three times the length. Giggly. And yes, we'll have a car in the we'll actually have a couple of cars in the invitational tier of that, so that's going to be fun. We are going to get our arse handed to us on a platter, but we will take part and hopefully enjoy it nonetheless. That, yes, you in that one? I don't know. I'm not sure who's. I know we were lucky enough to get an invite to that. Honoured to be invited into that. So that's very cool. Some very strong teams. You are. What do you mean? Of course. I don't know. We're gonna get battered. We can all fight. We can fight for like 28th and 29th, mate. No, some good teams in that, but hey, we keep it nice and clean. We might get a little bit more luck next time, eh, Jake? All of us getting punted off, we might be able to avoid all the other cars going for a punt on us instead. Right, on that note then, I am going to love and leave you. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. That's a bit more different when we do a watch along, effectively. Less commentary from me, so yeah, I enjoy them. But I do, especially if we get a bit of fighting like that at the end. Very much enjoy it. So yeah, cheers for that then. Thanks to Conan for all the cheers earlier on, for the new follow earlier as well. I will catch you. When is our next one? Let's have a think. Oh, it's a few days away now, I think. Let's have a quick check, because I might be getting it wrong. El Guerrero with his cap blocks on there. Yeah, so next stream is Thursday, I believe. So another 5 days away. Maybe something that pops up between. Oh, I'm having to apologise for cap blocks. Sorry, I wasn't shouting. Yeah, so Thursday, Hungara Ring, round number 7, penultimate round. We can see Sharpie hopefully take a part. We'll see how he's feeling nearer the time. So he's not been too well recently, but hopefully we'll be better by then. But if we can see him battling with Jake again, that'd be a fair bit of fun. Fingers crossed. But yeah, penultimate round, and then they're off to Spa for a 90-minute race, the final round the week after. And then Friday, next coming Friday, 11th, we've got the penultimate round of our BMW 235i Championship at Motegi East Course. And yeah, do join us then. That race room league's been really great to watch. So yeah, do join us as we're rounding down the leagues then towards Christmas. We do have 2 weeks today. We have a BTCC event on the original Assetto Corsa with mod content. Really awesome stuff. There's going to be 3 races that night. Go to otlracing.com/news and you can find the article that has the details there. And if you want to sign up, do so. And there's a links to the mod content as well. It should be awesome. Yeah, so on that note then, I will love and leave you. So cheers everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday evening. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you hopefully next Thursday for Hungara Ring in the penultimate round of our GT3 League. So yeah, take care everybody. I'll see you all soon, and goodbye.